Hi guys, and welcome to a King of the Hill. This is going to be a little bit of a special version, however. We are doing it 2 versus 2, so a Team King of the Hill, which is the first time we've tried a format like this. So it's going to be very interesting, should be a lot of good fun, and the best part about this is the team names that come from it. So I will do the list in just a second, but hope you guys are all good today. Surviving the isolation, I hope. Looks like Zymerix has already hopped in, so we'll just wait on the other 3 players here. So up first, we do have the Sith Lords coming up against the Grail Peasants. Sith Lords are Papa Palpatine and Darth Pendragon, I believe. And the Grail Peasants are Zymerix and Suave. Up after that, we have Ninjas of the Park, which is quite a cool name. Quite close to Ninjas in Paris. And should be some good stuff as well. That is Ninja Pin Vin and Park Map. Then we have Lizards Are for Losers, a name I hate strongly. That is my opinion on them. They have the Sly and Sneaky Seal and Consul of Rome. We then have Bonus versus Bread, which is myself and Poison Ducky, and Team Baguette coming in with Pacta and Inticity, which should be definitely a very powerful team there to end out the stream. Cool, so it looks like we have one team here already. Yo! We are going to be playing Warhammer Cup rules and also blind picks, just to make it a little bit more experimental and nice. What's up, Stormrunner? Hope you're doing good. Suave will be there very soon, no worries. Takoshi, how's it going, dude? Hope you're all good in the hood. Hey, hey. So it will be blind picks, so we'll just drop a cheeky little invite to Darth Pendragon and Papa Palpatine. And... oh. Darth Papa Palpatine on here yet? He may have changed his name. He's been doing that quite a lot recently, so I feel like he's probably the Dark Lord. But we'll drop him an invite and we'll see what his teammate says about it. But should be some good fun. Hope you guys like this type of build as well, or this type of style of tournament. It's a bit experimental. I'm a little bit worried about kind of lag connection and getting people in and out quickly in the downtime, of course, organising double the amount of players as normal in the 2v2 format. But it should be good fun. We only have 6 teams, which should hopefully keep it nice and concise and should get going quite easily. So in comes Darth Pendragon here. We've got 2 clanmates facing off against each other here, which is quite funny. And we will have Papa Palpatine join in just a second. He did send me a message on Discord saying he's just very quickly washing some dishes, and then he's going to hop in, which should be some good fun. What's up, Magnus? Pacta! I'm so happy you've actually made it into a tournament. I said Team Baguettes, I think, at the end. Bonus versus Bread versus Team Le Baguettes. If Lizards Are for Losers win, and when you and me double team with Lizards. Yes, I'm assuming Sly and Sneaky Seal is a Lizardman fan, so I'm assuming he lost some kind of bet up against Consul of Rome to have to pick that unfortunate name. Hey, dude. Looks like we're all in just the one now. I think I mentioned the name Pacta. I hope. I hope I did, indeed. Hope you guys can hear me all good as well. And we are going to be starting this on Troll Country, a very small close quarters map. Real blood and thunder affair, which is pretty damn fun. Now this is going to operate in the same way as all our regular King of the Hills. So it is a best of 1, winner stays on. And the idea is to try and get the longest win streak and also be king at the end of the stream. So if you start early on like these guys, you have a better chance of winning that long streak. But if you start towards the end game, you've got a better chance of being the king at the end of the stream. Should be good fun. Civil War, it seems. It's always a civil war, unfortunately. Right, we'll drop Palpatine another message. Up now. Cool, dropped him a message. And we'll just chill out. This allows a few people to gather as well. I've betrayed the ducks. You have indeed, Zymerix. DBD is actually in fact my own clan that I kind of founded, I birthed, which is Death Before Dishonor, which should be some pretty good fun. It's going to be interesting to see the different combinations people bring. I feel like the undead combination used to be really powerful and still probably going to be one of the most powerful. But I've been contemplating a Wood Elf Greenskins duo where you pop the War and the Horn of the Wild Hunt at the same time. And if they affect each other's armies, I haven't experimented yet, that could be very, very deadly. The dark side is considered a pathway to clean dishes that are considered unnatural. Yes, I'm sure they're very, very dirty dishes. But he should be here in just a second. He did know the start time. So we'll get underway as quickly as possible. The maps will be chosen at random. I'll make sure they're fairly competitive and all good and well balanced. And it's going to be interesting when me and Poison Ducky do play. It's quite hard to talk about tactics and play at the same time, especially when you're up on stream against each other. So Daft Pendragon has just hopped off quickly there. He will be back. And we will get this started. If they do take too long, we will simply switch down to Ninjas of the Park and rotate. And have those guys come on in a sec. Troll Countries map? Yes. Blind picks as well. Just messaging Swerve quickly. I'll wait for these guys to hop on. So any questions? Now is the perfect time to ask them in this brief downtime at the start. And we will get underway as soon as these guys hop online. It should be some good fun. Swerve, of course, for those who don't know, is in fact Worsha, who is a very, very top tier player overall. Needs to be teaming up with Zymeric, so I believe he's a bit more new to the multiplayer scene, but still is a very brave warrior indeed. I am the Senate. Looks like Tristan, who is the Sly Sneaky Seal, is here as well. Is we in the next one? Yes, you are, Magnus. It is you and Park Map up after this game. So you guys may be shoveled in here quickly if the Sith Lords don't sort themselves out and hop on as quickly as possible. Which is fine if they don't. We'll just then move them down the list and rotate round. Which should be good. Yeah, I don't see Palpatine yet. I'll see if they respond to Discord. So we'll literally give them like till 10 past, another 4 minutes. If they don't hop on by that point, we'll switch them down a place in the queue. Which is all fine. Have you guys been coping with isolation? Hopefully all good. Nothing too drastic. Hope as many people as possible will manage to just, work from home, kind of get through life that way. I still have to go into work at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate. But it's quite nice, I suppose, to get outside the house as well. It wouldn't be too good being stuck in the entire time. Which would kind of suck. Cool. Yup. Okay, Daft Pendragon is back. Same game as well, no worries. Cool, see if he's spoken to his teammate already, and we are playing the Warhammer Cup rules for those wondering. Cool, where's the time? Couple of minutes left. And if he doesn't respond by that point, we'll simply move them down the list, which is fine. So we do have the Sith Lords, Grail Peasants, Ninjas of the Park, Lizards are for Losers, Bonus versus Bread, and Team Baguette. Not quite sure who I'm going to give the award to for best team name yet, but I'm sure we will think of someone shortly. To be honest, I have just stayed at home. I feel like gamers like us have been practicing for this the whole time. Hey, he just came online. Perfect. Can I see him in here? Boop, 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 boop. So there are no bans. Nope, it is blind picks. Which should be fun. Not the most competitive way of doing things, but to be honest, I think this whole tournament's going to be a bit of an experiment and should be some good fun overall. Alright, alright, alright. So we just came online. Check my Discord. Yep, he is now playing Total War Warhammer. Perfect. Can you link the cup rules? If you simply go to the tournament Discord, Tristan, you'll be able to find them on there. But basically, it's the main rules we're going to be taking into account here. We're going to be a little bit, chilled on the rules. But the main thing we're taking into account is the attacking rule is in play. So you must be attacking, and the army limits are in play. Both armies operate as their own individual armies for each team. So, for example, if you're only allowed 3 single entity monsters, you could technically have 6 because you could have 3 on each side. So, just to stop any confusion there. I think Palpatine must be changed his name. Or he is in the darkness there, hiding in offline mode, which is quite possible. We'll see. Double check Discord. Looks like he's online, but just hasn't messaged yet, which is fine. Hey, he has arrived. Hey. Let's get cracking. So many ducks. So many ducks. Duck Palpatine has joined. The Emperor has arrived. Cue dramatic music. So, please send me your pics. Nope. No banning, just straight up. Cool, I have got one team's... I have the Grail Peasants build, which is a super fun one, actually. So I've got them, and we'll wait to see the other. The community is so chill and nice. It is indeed. It's so awesome. Thank you, Suave. I have received your fin. Thank you. Cool, cool. Check Discord, make sure the others haven't sent it on there. No, not yet. Give me a little while to discuss. It's quite interesting. I don't know. I feel like the Undead factions really did have an advantage in 2v2 prior, but now that the healing has been nerfed slightly, I think they're still probably the best option. But there's a lot more variety you can do. Is there any 2v2 tricks you guys in chat like to see personally and like to try out? Yep. Hop between the two. I'm very excited for Suave and Zameric's build here. Sounds like it's going to be aggressive as hell. I can tell you that. Well, it depends. They can play it multiple ways. But it's certainly an alliance that could be thematic. But depending on the situation, I think quite heavily. In the interests of both parties. So the other guys decide quickly. Formulate a battle strategy and a plan. So we have 3 DBD members in the first round, and both the last players of the last team, I believe, ODM. I think those may be the only clans involved today, which should be some good fun. Nice to see a bit of Clan Wars. We'll be doing Clan Wars in the future as well. A DBD Civil War is on the cards, and also some wars up against Extreme Meme Team and the like are certainly going to be happening very shortly. I sent it. Perfect. Oh, okay, there's going to be a bit of a mirror. Cool. Cool, and you can reveal. Oh, just so it is Skaven and Chaos versus High Elf and Chaos, I believe. I'll just double check that. Make sure I got that one right. High Elf and Chaos, yes. Dun dun dun, so a Chaos Mirror match here. Very interesting stuff. Definitely the Grail Peasants been a bit more thematic there. I can see Skaven and Chaos working together. I believe they did in the end times to at least a degree. Kind of operating alliances where needed, you know. Whereas High Elves and Chaos I don't think would ever back up each other. Can't wait to see the Sith bring the wrath of the old ones. There are no old ones coming in, unfortunately. Me and ParkMap have some really fun ideas. I'm excited. We have some very risky builds. That's the best way to go. Poison Ducky, we need to formulate a plan. Perhaps here on chat, in front of all our enemies, would be the best place to do it. Chaos Civil War, indeed. Indeed. Chaos definitely one of those factions who certainly wouldn't mind getting their hands dirty up against each other anyway. But should be some good fun. I feel like... It's so tough here. Both the Chaos are going to be the hammer, right? They're going to be there to punch in and do that real hardcore melee damage. However, the Skaven and High Elves both very good at trading missiles back and forth. I feel like the High Elves can sometimes have an advantage. I'm hoping, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm hoping Darth Pendragon is going to bring Alifanar. I actually played up in a tournament earlier. Ran into Chosen One in the first 2 games. A really awesome dude, Chosen One. Played a lot on the channel. Did get hammered, unfortunately. But the first game was a little bit better, actually. It was High Elves versus Skaven. I brought Alifanar, and he did some really decent work. So I think, you know, he has possibilities in that matchup. But against Chaos, I felt like he'd get run over, unfortunately, a little bit. Imagine a Kolek that can heal. Oh, yeah, that's going to be disgusting. That is going to be disgusting indeed. I thought we were going double lizards. What, 4-way lizard way fights? Lions think so. I don't know if Consul of Rome would agree to that. Is there a backstory behind your name, by the way? Lizards are for losers. Because that seems a very un-Tristan-like name to me. Which should be some good fun. I expect the battles to be a little bit longer than usual because there's twice as many units on the field. But at the same time, there's twice as many units to kill one another. So at the same time, it could still be relatively similar. Hopefully no one has any problems loading and so forth. Of course, double the amount of units can be scary. I wish Alephanal was more competitive. Same Pactor, I love him. He's my favourite of the High Elf Legendary Lords. I'm expecting Imric the Dragon Prince to turn up relatively soon, maybe as a free Lord or DLC or some point. In which case, you know, they'd probably be tied. Actually, I still feel like Alephanal's the best. He's okay in a few matchups, but yeah, certainly not competitive. Yeah, more ammo would be nice. Certainly, yeah, he misses a few too many shots. I find him okay up against Vampire Coast and Skaven, personally. I don't mind him in those matchups. I think he can do some decent sniping abilities. The magic missiles of the Moonbow can work wonders up against Coast, and obviously deleting Sirens or about half the unit of Depth Guard if you hit it right, and then just plucking away at those characters from long range can do some decent work overall. Council suggested it, and I thought it fit as I play lizards, and I am a loser. Don't say that, man. You got to be victorious today. Going there with some lizard man confidence. Just trust in the old ones, and you'll be absolutely fine. Now a little sip of my drink there while these guys do decide their armies. Probably talking back and forth as well. For anyone playing in today's tournament, feel free in the Discord to hop in any of the chat channels as well to discuss tactics and so forth whilst you're playing. We need Imric, we certainly do. We definitely need Imric. I don't really know too much about the other high elf units that we don't currently possess, but I know they can definitely get more Griffin units and so forth. They also need some more variety, I think, in like cheaper combat troops as well, I would say. Spearmen are all great, but there's no form of swordsman or anything. I feel Wood Elves need some love though. Wood Elves definitely need some love as well. Probably more than the High Elves, but we're certainly going to get High Elves and Orcs next. Which is still gonna be good fun. Cool. Make sure we have no questions in the Discord. Looks like we're all good. Looks like the stream is running all fine as well on your end, hopefully. And we will get this cracking very shortly. I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited just to see the variety in builds. They're going to be completely different from what we normally see. And that's what kind of makes it interesting. That's why I thought it'd be a good idea to do it. Mix it up a little bit and try out some new styles of tournaments. We've been doing King of the Hills for a while now. I think we've done 8 or 9. So I thought, you know what, mix it up a little bit and try something out a little bit new. Which should be some good fun. If it doesn't work too well, we can always go back to the original format, which we will do anyway, but if this is successful, we'll certainly try and get in a few more 2v2 tournaments, which I think certainly have the potential to be quite fun. Now, me and Poison Ducky, Bonus versus Bread, are actually going to be playing in one of Turin's 2v2 tournaments as well at some point, hopefully. So I'm just trying to reconnect my phone to the Wi-Fi so I can chat to you guys again. And it looks like we are just waiting on Mr. Suave now. Oh. No. No. Go away. Yes. Good luck, have fun. Looks like Suave is ready. Just waiting on Mr. Pendragon. You'll ready up anyway for when he's good. The Phoenix Guard Captain. That'd be very cool. Elfarian. I'm probably butchering that name there, but I know exactly who you mean. Isn't he the one who rides the Griffin? Yes. He's got a Frost Phoenix man. I certainly expect to see some more Phoenixes as well. By the way, the history of our name is that Seal enjoys playing lizards. His first idea was High Elves are dumb. Well, it's true, they are dumb. I'm going to... got a little bit of infighting coming in, I see. Imagine Alariel trying to justify healing Archaon. Yeah, that's going to be pretty funny. There's going to be some really weird and wacky kind of matchups, which is perfect. You know, some weird alliances. Always good to see. There's no kind of pressure here to be lore-friendly or any of that stuff. There's no limits. At some point, I was thinking of perhaps doing a... good versus evil tournament, which could be quite fun. Maybe a good versus evil team tournament. But I thought about that quite a long time ago, actually, but I might bring it back to the forefront once Death Before Dishonor Season 3 is wrapped up. Dowie and Lustria. It's good to see him. I'm excited for the new DLC. I'm assuming it's right around the corner. I don't know if the virus is going to stop them from releasing it, because I assumed it was going to be next month. Those are kind of the rumours I had heard. And down the grapevine and so forth. And it's kind of roughly expected in the next couple of months, I assume. Or at least some more news about DLC and so forth. But this whole virus situation may have unfortunately put it on hold a little bit. Anyway, we are here. Troll Country, beautiful map. Nice close quarters as previously explained. Real blood and thunder affair in this big old death pit right in the middle. We also have a couple of hills dotted around and some trees as well. Does allow for some sneaky stabbings and a more defensive approach you can take up on top of these hills, which is going to be interesting. Like, working as a team, is it easier to defend together or is it easier to attack together? I think communication is certainly going to be key, and some good reflexes are certainly going to be needed as well. Gobbo and Beastmen Football Vanguard. It'll work fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Or, hear me out, Wood Elf Gobbo Vanguard. Right, this is going to be impossible for me to cast. Certainly going to test my skills here. So we have double the amount of units, so we'll go through the armies relatively quickly. So for Zemerics, we do have Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, up on top of his horse here, coming with loads of decent spells, and Slayer of the Kings. Coming in with 2 casters, we have Chaos Sorcerer of Metal as well, bringing that final transportation. Quite a large amount of spells, in fact, on both of these guys. It might be a little bit of a mistake, because I don't think you're going to have the Winds of Magic to do them all. But anyway, in the front line, we have a chunky amount of Chaos Warriors, and mixed in with Chosen, so a real bad to the bones front line here. Heavy metal stuff coming in with that hardcore front line. Nice little mixture in there as well, with some Mirror Guard. We also have some Chaos Knights with Lances as well. So overall, certainly going to be the hammer of the forces, the Chaos here. Whereas, as kind of expected, the Skaven going to be doing some sneaky schemes instead. And deploying a little bit further back with some Warplock Giselles. Looks like we have 2 units in fact. Poison Wind Mortars plus a Warp Lightning Cannon. So certainly going for a lot of long-range firepower. Their army is going to be led by Lord Skrog, and it looks like he's going to be assisted by an assassin. I love the utility of, or the synergy, sorry, of bringing an assassin with Skrog as a bit of protection, as it can be a little bit squishy. We have Council Guard defending this back line with Ishig Triads as well, and a pretty hardcore front line it seems as well, with Death Runners being mixed in, but then for the most part, Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves into the sunset with some backup from Rougers. So really nice build, certainly going to be Skaven doing that long range damage, and the Chaos trying to hold back the enemy forces. There's plenty of room to sweep around the sides. Yeah, plenty of room as long as they don't try and block them too much. So for the forces of the Sith Lords, we have a really cool formation here, actually, trying to link up as much as possible. For the forces of Chaos, we have Summoners of Rage, and for frontline, mixed in, we have Chaos Marauders, also some Mirror Guard, so we could get some Mirror Guard facing off against Mirror Guard, which is going to be the ultimate mindfuck moment, but cheap and cheerful for the main battle line. And that is because he's gone very expensive with Safroyal, the Ever-Watcher, so the ultimate chicken, 2 Dragon Ogre Shagoffs, in fact, as well as a couple of Chaos Chariots. So really fun build overall, going to be trying to hammer down the opponents. As for the High Elves, we have a white lines of chase in the front line, so not too bad. Infantry going to work well with the Chaos Marauders, bringing in some AP. We have Spearmen protecting the flanks, and also a ton of archers. It looks like 4 units overall. Going to be doing that consistent long-range firepower. Very good at taking down the Skaven. In the back here, we have some Silver Helms for protection. Up in the sky, a Star Dragon, just coming in with that nice breath attack. And Alariel the Radiant on top of Eagle. Always good to get some healing when you have the big Star Dragon. Coming in with Star of Avalon, Earthblood, Far's Protection, all that good stuff. So, apologies for that super quick overhaul of both builds, but we need to get through them before the battle does get underway. And I'm sure Magnus is going to be very happy, as we do, in fact, have a Star Dragon here. Remember, it's attacking rules. Just going to let them know that they will have to advance out of this corner as well. You can see they're trying to block it off here, but no line camping is allowed. We'll see how the battle unfolds, and I will let them know that they cannot camp too much, but they may just be trying to push out here. Lone Reavers hiding in the distance, rather. I don't think they've actually been spotted yet, and some nice early firepower coming in, targeting down some of these big creatures, which is going to be pretty tough. Oh, well, okay, yeah, Skaven, they are falling back from the line, which is nice to see. So, Warp Lightning Cannons aiming for the Summoners of Rage here, coming in doing some decent damage. And the Mortars doing some early fire as well, but to be honest, they really need to be targeting the Marauders and so forth, not the Summoners of Rage. In come the Chariots into the front line, running over some troops, doing some pretty decent damage here. Skaven Slaves being just forced over, and the Chariots are going to be coming back, doing that constant cycle charging, which is the best way to use them, and try and rack up that value. Silver Helms, or Lilium Reavers, sorry, have been pushed away here by Chaos Knights, but they managed to escape with most of their models, which is pretty impressive considering where they were originally. As the forces of Chaos and High Elves do push forward. Chaos rushing ahead of their High Elf allies here, though. High Elf forces being left a little bit behind here. Chaos in a much bigger rush to try and get involved in action. Archaon is hunting down Sothrorial here, the Everwatcher, the big old chicken. And in comes the dragon, and he needs to be really careful now. Archaon's getting forced back here, and the Chaos Sorcerer as well, both going for a retreat. But really nice early pressure here, but unfortunately the High Elves far too far back at the moment. These archers need to get up into action and start assisting out their Chaos, otherwise they're going to start to run out of steam a little bit. Over on this flank, we do have a nice fight with the Summoners of Rage, beating down some Rat Ogres. They should do a decent job there. They're anti-large, as the Dragon Ogre Shadows do push their way all the way into this back line, trying to shut down the cannon. However, they are met here by Ishik Triads, and I believe the Counter Guard as well should be relatively nearby. So the Helms darting forward through the gaps as well. Really nice play here by Darth Pendragon, getting these guys into the back line, hunting down those Poison Wind Mortars. However, Rat Ogres and Chaos Knights should be able to retaliate, and very well spotted by Suave there, bringing in the Rat Ogres to hunt down these Silver Helms. A big battle is going on in the centre here underneath the Star of Avalon, as Archaon going toe-to-toe here with the chicken. He is beating the snot out of him with that Plague of Rust as well. Loads of healing coming in, and the Dragon Ogre Sheggoth to assist. Archaon is equally taking an absolute pounding and probably needs to retreat out here. The Star Dragon certainly needs to get over here and help support. As for the front line, it is a bit of a cluster fluck at the moment, as White Lions do start to pour in, and they will beat down the Skaven Slaves. Have the Plague Monks going to get some decent value amongst all the troops. Spearmen really need to be pushed up here, and it looks like there's some bit of backline fighting going on, as a Burning Head does come down, roasting some archers, who are doing some nice Overwatch fire into these Death Runners, but they really need to get involved in the battle a little bit more. The Everwatcher has unfortunately been forced back, 768 health, but he is unbreakable, so that should be relatively okay. Star Dragon probably going to come in with a big breath attack into this very nasty looking blob, shooting in there, scorching some of the troops, doing a ton of damage. Both Dragon Ogre Sheggoths are knees deep right now in this big old battle right here, trying to assassinate, but they are completely surrounded by allied forces of the Skaven and Chaos, beating them down quite effectively, and they need to pull back and get a bit more support here. Star Dragon is darting into the back line, and suppose this is a really good pick. Back here is the Warplock Jezzails, Warp Lightning Cannon and Skrulk. They can do nothing to stop this Star Dragon, but Archaon rushes to the aid there of his fellow Liege Lord, charging his way up and going to get some really nice rear attacks here. If he has all his buffs popped, this Star Dragon won't stand a chance. Unfortunately though, Lord Skrulk has managed to pop, stand or die, but he is fleeing for the hills right now. Star Dragon desperately needs to get back up in the sky, or these Triads will be able to pull it down. And nice last-ditch effort there to break into the back line, but it's pretty damn tough, and the archers need to get on the line and do a bit more damage here. They are currently firing into Chaos Warriors, but these guys, they're going to raise their heavy, thick shields and take those shots all day. And it looks like the Dragon Ogres, though, one of them is still relatively healthy. Healing going to be coming really clutch into this late game. They are doing a decent number on the Skaven forces, and the longer the game goes on, the more they're going to suffer from terror and so forth. However, the backline has been secured here. Warplock Jezzails and Warp Lightning Cannon both back in action, but Lord Skrulk so close to the edge of the battle here. Is he going to manage to rally? I swear they get a bonus just about this point to coming back, but minus 15 leadership, I think Lord Skrulk is gone. And that could spell disaster. They're really going to struggle with all the terror causing units. Now, big breath attack coming down on the Warp Lightning Cannon, breaking and shattering the timber of one of these four Warp Lightning Cannons. But in retaliation, getting a few shots back, Star Dragon certainly needs to retreat and get a bit of healing coming in. One Dragon Ogre Sheggoth is nearly down here, down to just 430 health, and it is unfortunately now routing, getting forced off as Archaon attempts to put this game on his back and come in with a bit of a carry. The other Dragon Ogre still going in there, trying to avenge his brother, but there's an assassin nearby as well to help support. This is a really close game. So much is going on in one go. And the archers now can come forward and start to help rally at the end game here. That big old chicken does come in to start trying to thump down some Chosen. Balance power still even in this match, which is really good to see. Archers are rallying and trying to shoot down against Rat Ogres and so forth. And the poor dragon down to 449 health. Is it going to break? It is in fact broken just as it gets a heal here. Earthblood coming down. Hopefully he will be able to rally. He's got quite a distance before he reaches the end of the board here. And I really don't know. Both forces still have some backline tools on display, but I feel like the Warp Lightning Cannon, Warplock Jezzails, and the Mortars all be online. It spells disaster for these forces. The Mortars are going to be fantastic against the Archers, who are now being chased down by Chosen, who are no mean feat at all. And it looks like the Everwatcher is about to go down here as well. He's surrounded by Chosen. In comes Archaon, pop in all his buffs. Oh, Plague of Rust does go down on him, though. What a play here by the Duck Palpatine, sacrificing the Everwatcher here to bait in Archaon, dropping a Plague of Rust on him, and countering those massive attacks by the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth here. He needs to keep up the pressure. Don't fall back. No, his troops are starting to break. Archaon down to 1,000 health. He possibly could have finished him off there. The Dragon Ogre does decide to pull back, and that could spell disaster here, as the Everwatcher is going to be getting sniped down. Archaon hunting this boy down, and should fairly effectively manage to pull him down. So Dragon Ogre coming in to try and save the day once more, flinging in both those characters down, doing some really decent work. Cascade and Firecloak has been popped as some spearmen rally to attempt to save the chicken, but unfortunately down the Everwatcher goes. So many deaths, so much loss from both forces here. Dragon Ogre unfortunately taking a massive pounding from the Skavener. Archaon is going to be able to survive here with 429 health. And I feel like that is going to seal the doom, this powerful hill position with still a decent amount of ammunition from the Warp Lightning Cannon and the Warplock Giselles. Probably going to seal doom here, unfortunately. As you can see, the High Elf forces do break all across the field here. Alara, though, still relatively healthy. She might be able to get in here and heal up the Star Dragon as well. I'm expecting some big blobbing healing coming in by Darth Pendragon. Unfortunately, though, it looks like all the Chaos forces are pretty much gone here for Duck Palpatine. Some really nice play at the end there, trying to bait in and snipe out Archaon, but it wasn't quite enough. As the Skaven, long-range firepower here, probably going to reign supreme. Looks like we do have a Star of Avalon coming down, trying to heal up the Star Dragon as much as possible. And a very healthy Star Dragon could still cause problems. Perhaps if they can snipe out Archaon, this game is winnable. But the Giselles, the cannon, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. But there's not too much left there protecting them. Maybe the best idea here is to just run the gauntlet, go straight through and try and hop on these units. There's only some Skaven slaves back here. Maybe that's the best way into the game. Looks like some archers are being forced off in all directions. Some spearmen have rallied here, as well as some brave Chaos Marauders. Going to be going toe-to-toe with some Chaos Warriors. Probably not going to go too well for these guys. Actually, looks like they're trying to loop their way around the flank and perhaps hop on top of that Warp Lightning Cannon. Alright, we'll speak to some guys about that afterwards. But, so, Alara the Radiant trying to snipe out Archaon here as best as possible. Star Dragon getting a little bit sniped as well, trying to chase down Archaon here. Warplock Giselles going in to Alariel the Radiant, but she's going to hop in there, do some decent damage as well. Rat Ogre's trying desperately to get back to the Star Dragon. Unfortunately, he's taking an absolute hammering from that Warp Lightning Cannon. Maybe best just to honestly throw him in here up against Archaon and try and at least finish him off. We are getting another Earthblood coming down. Still has 1,000 health. If he can just hold the line with those Warp Lightning Cannons, doing some pretty decent work overall. Archaon also going in here. Cascade and Firecloak pop, but down he goes there. Star Dragon literally land on him and crushing him to death. Going to be going after the Warp Lightning Cannon now. Is this a comeback by the High Elves? I mean, they've managed to wipe out the Chaos leadership here. The Skaven leadership is broken. If this Star Dragon can rally, get 1 or 2 more hills on him, perhaps the game is not all lost yet. Warp Lightning Cannon certainly going to go down here, and Alara the Radiant still very healthy, managing to shatter off some Rat Ogres as well. These Poison Wind Mortars aren't going to be able to do too much damage. In the distance, though, we do still have some Chaos Warriors, and there's still a lot of those guys around, but healthy cycle charging coming in from the Dragon could seal the fate. But down the Dragon goes, in comes Alara the Radiant, trying to snipe down that Assassin there. Assassin takes some huge damage, actually. Alariel certainly holding her weight here, and that is the last bit of leadership here by this Skaven. Looks like she is going to start to rout off that Assassin, and it's just a long-range firepower. There's not too much ammunition left on these Warplock Giselles. I imagine the Chaos are going to back up this last Warp Lightning Cannon as much as possible, but you can probably duke the shots of Alariel for the most point here. So literally, what else is there on the field for the forces of the Sith Lords? We have some archers just firing some shots in. There's still so many Chosen left, unfortunately, that I don't think it's going to be possible. It's a really nice attempted comeback here by the Sith Lords, but I don't think it's quite going to be enough. Alaro is going for a very bold charge here on top of this last Warp Lightning Cannon. I probably would have tried to juke the shots, but now she's going to be completely surrounded by the Council Guard, and I feel like that is going to seal her fate. But she does manage to bring that down. If she can escape this way through this tiny little gap now, she may well be able to get back up into the sky and hunt down at the Warplock Giselles. Is she going to quite make it? I think she's got the pace to outrun these Chaos Warriors now. And in the back line, archers are going to be facing some Poison Wind Mortars in combat, it looks like, for the most point. I think these are literally the only 2 units the Sith Lords have left, which is going to be pretty tough here. Bounce power, not completely out of it yet. Alarielle, of course, will be coming in causing that fear as well. So should do a pretty decent job. Going to try and isolate troops where possible and hop on them, but she's going to have to engage once these archers do go down. What do you guys think this so far? It's pretty damn close. It is pretty damn close. Archers toe-to-toe here, poison wind mortars in probably the worst combat in history. Just slapping each other back and forth. You think, you know, age-old elven archers should do a pretty decent job at hunting down a few little poor rats, but with Chosen coming in, I don't think there's too much hope. Lara the Radiant, though, trying to float back and protect where possible, but this is going to be the problem here. Breaking down 49 Chosen and 32 Council Guard, I don't think our Larael is going to have it in her. Chosen are broken here, though, and so the Poison Wind Mortars. Archers have managed to rally and come back. This is, I don't know. I don't think like Alarielle can win this, but their leadership is going to be so shaky. You can see some of the Skaven even starting to rout before they even get near combat here. Best now to, yeah, isolate these Chaos Warriors on the flanks, and then come in for the big last death fight down here. Oh, looks like my chat has unfortunately frozen a little bit. I'll just refresh that there. Wet noodle contest indeed. So in comes Alarielle. These poor Chaos Warriors aren't going to survive too long, I don't think. They're probably just going to break very quickly. In comes Alarielle, doing some huge damage here. And if she has any big healing left, what spells does she come in with? Fast Protection could be pretty key here as well, when popping into that big blob just to heal her up slightly. These Chaos Warriors will be dragged down, but in the meantime, these poor archers getting as many shots as they can. Interesting to see what they are targeting. Hopefully the Chosen, you would think, or perhaps the Council Guard. Council Guard down to just 29 models, so it looks like they've been shooting them. The archers, poor archers, are in combat now, going to be completely swamped here. And Alarielle is now really starting to struggle up against these Chaos Warriors. Their thick armour, she doesn't have the best AP values overall. She needs some big attacks here to really bring these guys down, whose leadership is still relatively healthy. Balance power really helping those guys out. Warblind and Cannon Crew going to be used to chase off the Elven Archers, which is the best play here. And I think this is going to be the final stand, the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Maybe a chain rout could happen though. Warclaw Giselles are starting to break here, which isn't a bad idea to try and break off some of the weaker units to discourage their fellow troops here. But Alarielle, she's tanking quite badly, and I don't think there's any Winds of Magic left. Otherwise, he probably would have popped some spells by this point. But the Skaven forces are starting to break here. Skaven slaves are starting to run. Can she do it? She still has 1,800 health and an awesome attack animation coming swinging in here, tearing apart Chaos Warriors. She is not going down here without a fight, swooping in, flinging warriors left, right and centre. Unfortunately, her leadership is starting to waver slightly here. Can she hold? No, massive tanking leadership there. Army lost to Setting and GG. Very well played. Some crazy close game there. That was a super back and forth. I feel like the Sith Lords certainly could have won that if they had just managed to synergize their attacks a little bit better. I think the High Elves were running slightly further behind the Chaos, unfortunately, but still very well played to both players. The Chosen certainly paying for themselves here. 123 and 101 kills. Not too bad at all. GG's. I think there was room to move back. What do you guys think? I think they moved back. They moved out with some Skaven slaves and rat ogres early on, but they did move them back after just a minute or so. It was still pretty close, but then the battle unfolded there, so he kind of had to stay in the end. But I think there was a little bit of room. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to quickly look up the rules and go over them quickly, because they were camping the line initially, but they moved away from it, so... we're going to have to quickly look up the rules here. Bear with me, please. So we are playing the Warhammer Cup rules, initially made by Shetland Apache and a few other very cool guys indeed. Dun. Where is the rules? Ah, here we go. Okay, I have found them. Dun, 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 dun. Apologies about this little bit of downtime. So, corner camping and line camping. Okay. So, this is literally what the rules say, so I'm going to read it out to you guys right now. So, under Warhammer Cup rules, players may not position their units close enough to the white line as to block flanking maneuvers. They must leave space enough for an enemy to pass. This applies in all directions. E.g., leaving your flank open does not allow you to block off your rear with the white line. Okay, so they were blocking it with the white line, unfortunately, there. So I think we'd have to make the... So unfortunately, I think that is a bit of a rule break there. So if the guys really want to push it, I thought it was only for the corner. You could leave one flank exposed, but it's any white line. So they could push around the left flank there, but they couldn't get around the right-hand flank. I was thinking perhaps it was allowed if you could have the one as long as you pulled back, but... Just double-checked the rules. No way, Zirex is very apologetic here. I know he's quite new to comments in general. And if... I'm sure they're not questioning it on Discord at all. I can send them the rules if they want, but unfortunately I think it is a bit of a break. Yeah, it's a tough judgment call. It was a really good game as well, so I don't really want to make it go down to the rules, but if they really want to push it, it is kind of a bit of a rules break, unfortunately. From what I've read out, it seems like that is a rule break to me. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, it looks like Swarv has unfortunately dropped. I'm just like, no worries. Sorry guys, sorry to end that game on a bit of a downer there. It was a super fun game as well. But Ninjas of the Park, it is your turn next. So Ninja Pin Vin and Park Map, please do join. And we will update the scores. So Sith Lords are up 1-0 here. And we have Ninjas of the Park coming in. Should be some good fun. So can the Sith Lords hold on to their crown? Be certainly interesting to find out. So let's drop a cheeky little invite to the guys. I believe I have both of them on here. So Park Map and Ninja. And we will change the map up. So we are going to play... Let's go Glacial Lake. Let's see how that goes. I would love to do a rematch, but time-wise, we're one game in and we're already 45 minutes into stream Pacta, so I don't think it's going to be possible, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make it go down to a rules, but it was unfortunately a bit too close to the walls. To the wall. I thought originally that because the left-hand flank was open and fine, perhaps it was okay because they weren't actually camping the corner, but you can't even have one flank covered by the line, which does make sense in fairness to them. Which is all good. What's up, David the White Lizard? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome. You are joining into the second game of this King of the Hill. We had a very hotly contested first game with fortunately a small rule break which did decide it. In the opposite direction as well, so the Sith Lords have discovered the power to regenerate. So the dark side is the path to many abilities many consider unnatural. What's up, Pot Map? Hey, just waiting on his partner here, Ninja, and we'll get him in and get this started. Once again, it was people trying to get the longest win streak and also trying to be king at the end of the tournament. Should be some good fun. Should be all good, and we still have plenty more games to come along. Hello there. So, Magnus, we're waiting on you, man. No mercy. There's the duck way. Ducks are vicious creatures, and it looks like Ninja is here. Have a nice little sip of that. Hey. Oh no. Okay. Hopefully there is no lag, because me and Ninja played some games the other day and it was horrendously laggy. But we had played before and it was completely fine. So hopefully whatever issues it was have been sorted here. So send blind pics to me. And see the chat is a little bit buggy right now and laggy. So hopefully it does not come down to those guys joining. We'll have to see. Thank you guys for tuning in so far, though. Sticking with me as we've got quite a lot of downtime going through so far, which we'll try and avoid as much as possible. But, you know, connecting with 4 players at a time across the world does obviously bring these type of troubles. But if you are enjoying, please do consider giving a big old thumbs up and all that good stuff. And feel free to subscribe if you like to see Total War content in the future. Oh. Okay, I'll have to judge the lag there, but it has managed to, seems to have sorted itself out there and popped through. Cool, so I have... Parkmat has sent the build. Awesome build, love it. Love it. Or armies, sorry. And let's say, wait for the other send me their builds. I wonder if they're going to stick the same. Do we get to ban? No. Nope. It's always blinds. Okay, that seemed to pop through quite quickly there, so... Cool, so we have Beastmen and Wood Elves. What a pick here, coming from the Sith Lords. And we have Dark Elves and Lizardmen. Oh, come on. Sort yourselves out. We'll have to monitor this. If it is super laggy, we will have to switch over as quickly as possible and just move on, unfortunately. As a stream, fortunately, we're going for quite a long time without too many games, which isn't good entertainment, of course, so we will be forcing it through as quick as possible. We are going to see Dark Elves and Lizardmen, an unlikely alliance, but coming up against an even more unlikely alliance of Beastmen and Wood Elves. Oh, should be some good fun. I'm certainly expecting a rush build to come in from the Sith Lords here. Beastmen, Wood Elves, probably going to go full Vanguard, I would expect. Coming with lots of Dryads, Wild Riders, and the like. Whereas, it's going to be interesting Lizardmen with Dark Elves. Can expect some big, nasty monsters probably coming in from the Ninja. He is a big fan of those guys. Beastmen and Wood Elves on a map with no forest feels bad, man. It does indeed. But you can actually Vanguard completely behind your opponent on this map. I know, because I've done it recently up against someone. I can't remember who it was, but I brought a complete Wood Elf build and instantly came into the back lines. Cool. Wait for these guys to switch over. They're probably discussing something in chat to sort out their builds. Yeah, Dark Elves vs Lizardmen seems like a solid combo. I agree, Paxer. I think that's going to be pretty damn tough. Oh, looks like two of the guys have dropped. No. Why? Oh, and they're both back in. I just need to switch sides, and we can get going. I don't think I can manually switch them. Lol. I don't know if they can switch themselves. If I open up a third human. Every time Ninja joins, unfortunately, the lag does seem to be getting worse. So Darth Pinjan can now switch across. And once they switch across, then we'll close the slots again. Gonna smash Beastmen and Wood Elves, you think? It's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be so much damage coming in straight away here by the nastiness. Cool, there we go. And we're on the correct side now as well, which is good to see. Very good to see. I don't think that... Is there an alliance more unlikely in Total War Warhammer lore than Beastmen and Wood Elves? I generally don't think I can think of one. That's going to be pretty insane. Nope, I can actually see his build there, so let's get up a screen blocker quickly. Boom. Just remind me to take down the screen blocker when we do hop in. Otherwise, you guys will be staring at some glorious ducks for the majority of the battle. Now that I can look through their builds. Oh, I thought someone was going for something real wild, but they did. They've switched it back up. Ooh, okay. I'm liking some of these legendary lord picks. Oh, no way, no way. Okay, one of the legendary lords combo for one of the teams is pretty extreme. Certainly going to be some Leroy Jenkins style maneuvers, I think, with these forces, which is going to be good to see. Which should be good fun. Chaos and Lizardmen are even more unlikely. Yeah, I don't think Lizardmen can physically in their DNA fight along the side of Chaos. The old ones will not allow it. Yeah, that's pretty damn unlikely. Dwarfs and greenskins, or dwarfs and Skaven. I don't see how they could ever fight along side by side along each other. Perhaps there's some stories in lore, but I wouldn't know. I'd have to ask the Mighty Lore Master Sotek or someone who's got a bit more of a deep understanding of the lore knowledge than I do. Ooh, I'm quite liking Park Map's build. Oh yeah, I love it actually. I've just seen a unit. Alright, looks like these guys definitely are going to have a bit of fun coming in here. I'm just praying that we do not lag out, unfortunately. We will literally, unfortunately, just give it one go. And if it lags out, we will have to move on. Because, unfortunately, played with Ninja, I think last week, and the lag was really bad. So we'll have to, it may be a connection between us. Doesn't necessarily mean his internet is bad at all. It could just be from where we're connecting. I know he is from Denmark, so... Could be problems all around the world right now of internet and so forth. Darien Greenskins and Darien Skaven. Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. It's pretty tough. Can't see those two fighting. Perhaps, though, maybe if they were back-to-back against... Like, the Dwarfs and Greenskins were back-to-back against hordes of Skaven, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know. I can't really see it happening. I would have originally said High Elves and Dark Elves, but I'm pretty sure they team up again, don't they, in the end times? Darien Greenskins are natural enemies. And that is true. And unfortunately, it's actually kind of the Lizardmen fault as well that Dowie are in such bad shape. Because they moved a lot of the mountains, I believe, which allowed the Greenskins and Skaven to kind of flood into those cities and overwhelm the Dowie. And this was just after the War of the Beard as well, which isn't good. Which isn't good indeed, because they're already a little bit knackered from beating the crap out of some High Elves, I believe. Which I know is a point of controversy and debate. But the Dowie certainly won the War of the Beard, in my opinion. Yeah, both Greenskins and Dowie hate Chaos. Perhaps they fight alongside each other. Greenskins are a bit of disorder, though, so I could see them occasionally, if it's in their interest, fight along the sides of Chaos. We are playing on Glacial Lake. Another nice close quarters map. Just want to get the games underway as quickly as possible. Should be some good fun. Up after this, we do have Lizards Are for Losers, which is going to be the Sly and Sneaky Seal and Consul of Rome. Then we have Bonus versus Bread, which is myself and Poison Ducky. And then Team Baguette, which is going to be Inticity and the mighty God of War, Pacta. Should be some good fun. We haven't had Pacta on the channel in a little while. It's good to have him back. No doubt going to be causing some carnage. Oh, got a couple of messages in Discord. They want me to rehost. Sure. Cool. Gonna rehost. So drop out of this. Let's change the map. Glacial Lake, there we go. And drop some fat invites. So we have Ninja, Park Map, Pendragon, and where is my boy? Where are you, Duck Palpatine? I don't know if I'm just being blind. Perhaps he is in sneaky silent mode, so we can't see him. Oops, sorry guys. Damn those Dowie. They ruined the Dowie land. They unfortunately did down the Dowie, but you know, it's good fun. No one won, both lost in the end. Sounds like a talk of a high elf to me. Losing your king in a war is a loss, I think, in most people's minds. I think Duck Palpatine must be in hidden mode. I definitely have him as a friend on here, but in here is cool. Still looks like it's super laggy, but not too bad. Not too bad. So nice and quick, chaps, hopefully. Let's get this underway as soon as possible. We've been running for an hour now and I've only got through one game, which is a disaster. I'm going to have to order takeaway, unfortunately, tonight, I think. I was hoping to get this done relatively quickly, as the shops, unfortunately, in Britain right now are cutting closing time a bit earlier now, and there's long queues to get in, unfortunately. Hope everyone's fine, though, with the virus. Luckily, I don't know anyone who is infected at all or anything like that. Which is quite good. But of course, I know different countries, different situations right now. We're kind of on lockdown here. People are starting to get fined for being out without a good reason. We're allowed out for about an hour, I think, a day of exercise, and then only if you have to go to a really important job or going out to get food or something are you allowed outside your house. Looks like park map is ready. Looks like Darth Pendragon pretty much ready. Beastmen pretty much ready as well. Nice to see. So it is just Ninja. We'll have to wait and see what the lag's like. The only winner of any war between mortals is chaos. I mean, you might gain a little bit of land. Who knows? Luckily, after this game, it should be pretty easy to get people in, as most people who are playing it in the future are already in chat, and one of them is myself as well, which is nice and simple and easy. Yeah, excited to see we've got a few new faces on the channel as well, and some old faces return. Definitely excited to see what Inticity and Pacta bring to the table. ODM clan mates as well. And Inticity, I faced him a couple of times myself. I think we're pretty even. I think he knocked me out of one tournament, and I managed to knock him out the next one, but he's certainly a very good player who's kind of burst onto the scene. So excited to see what combos they come up with. Taking off my Dowie fan hat, I think it's safe to say Malekith won. Oh, for sure. For sure. Malekith was the one who kind of profited the most, and it worked. It was a clever plan. I believe he dressed up some troops as high elves and started raiding Dowie caravans to kind of kick off the war. But Malekith, bit of a knob, which makes the end times even more kind of surprising. With all that happens there. I'm not sure how much we're going to consider that lore. Looks like Ninja and Park Map are both ready. Cool. Pretty standard build, I think, coming in by Daft Pendragon. Actually. Oh, okay. I think we're in for some pretty exciting stuff. Depends how they use the builds there. But I'm certainly loving Ninja's build. Certainly loving it. I pray we don't get lag. I pray this works comfortably, as his build is certainly something. Cool. And we will ready up. I did always wonder if he did not get some demon support. What, the Dark Elves? I don't think so, but perhaps. Perhaps coming in. My knowledge isn't 100% amazing on the lore. Oh no, what's happened? Ninja's being kicked. I think getting one more time to jump in, but if he gets kicked or anything again, we're just going to have to move on. I really apologise for Ninjas off the park, but we need to get this moving now, basically. Can we get an emergency team at Park? Good idea. So if anyone in chat wants to fight alongside Park, can you drop and find a teammate? Yeah, so if Park drops out, tries to find a teammate, we can always get him back in if he does manage to locate one. But in the meantime, we're going to get Lizards are for losers in, so that is Consul of Rome and Sly and Sneaky Seal. Cool. So we are going to stay in the same map. And let's get the other two in there. So Consul of Rome and Sly and Sneaky Seal, please do pop in now. As we are going to switch this over. Don't know if Consul of Rome is online yet, but Sly and Sneaky Seal is, so hopefully we'll get him in as quickly as possible. Send them some messages. Let's change the team name to Lizards Off. Oh, this name is hurting my soul pretty bad right now. Lizards are for losers. I demand some Lizardman action from these guys to try and respond as much as possible. I volunteered. Koshki, get in touch with Park Map. You can on my Discord, link in the description down below, and you guys can sort out whatnot and hop in a little bit later in the stream. Oops, Science Sneaky still has just popped on top of Total War Warhammer, which is good. Oh, Koshki, are you Real Survivor by any chance? Perfect. Tag or speak to Park Map. Send him a PM. A personal message, and we'll hop in there. Cool. Well, sorry about the downtime, guys. I really wanted to try and keep it short today, but it does happen, unfortunately. People trying to connect from all around the world, and obviously trying to connect 4 players as well instead of the regular 2 can be tough. Park Map, I think you do have a partner awaiting you. We're going to get the other guys in first. Should be good. Looks like Seal Boy is up on Tidwell Warhammer, just waiting for Consular Rome. And we'll see if anyone can take down the reign of the Sith Lords. It's been a pretty long reign so far, but unfortunately not too much to do. I will pit timestamps. I'll figure out how to pit timestamps, because I don't actually know how to do them yet. But I'll pit them down in the comments section after this as well, so people can just hop between the games. That's, no, yeah, unless, you know, people just want to chill out, hear my lovely voice, speak to you guys, my British voice. It should be some good fun. Anyway, just chilling out, having fun. I believe in you, Park Map. You can do this. Slime Sneaky Seal is here. You did. No. Don't say this is laggy. Had to turn mods off. Okay, looks fine. Cool. Consul Rome as well is on the line, which is good to see. Hey, they're here. Hey. So send me blind pics. Cool. And we'll get this side as soon as possible for you guys. Let's see what they are going to go for. Looks like Science Seal was already readied up, apparently, according to mine, which seems a bit odd. Do we send them through Discord? Sure. Sure. General Palpatine. That sounds wrong. It does indeed. It does indeed. Cool. So we'll wait for them to send messages on Discord, and we'll get started. Cool. Yeah, Real Survivor, if you send me your Steam ID so I can invite you to the game as well nice and quickly, you'll be on after this game. So we're just going to switch them around, and then it'll be Bonus vs. Spread and Team Baguette. So it'll be interesting to see if Darth Pendragon and Duck Palpatine here stick with the same forces. Maybe they have a tried and tested team up, or if Consul Rome and Sly and Sneaky Seal are going to change that idea. You know, they're thinking, well, we don't want to bring the same forces we were just about to bring, so we're going to switch it up. We will see. Okay, looks like I have their builds in. Cool. Oh, looks like an edit actually is happening there. So I do have the Sith Lord's pick, I think. I'm just waiting on the Sly and Sneaky Seal. We're kind of hopping through factions here, but... Cool. So I have the Sith Lord's picks here. Cool. So, cool. Let's go. We have Clan Rictus and the Coast coming up for the Sith Lords versus Lizmen and High Elves. I certainly expected the Lizmen and the High Elf pick here coming in from Sly and Sneaky Seal and Consul Rome. Consul Rome definitely favours the High Elves above all other factions. Sneaky Seal is very good at coming up with faction combos. Nice to see. Well, he will be playing the Lizmen. Certainly their two favourite factions here. Why is the chat keep bugging out? Hopefully it's not on CA's end. I've played against all these guys before, had no lag issues, so we'll see how it goes. It shouldn't be on my end. I am plugged directly in, I believe. Let's double check. Yeah, plugged directly in to the internet. So it should be fine. It looks like it's popped up. Ugh, don't know what's causing that lag, but it's super frustrating. Hopefully it's not bugged out because Sly and Sneaky Seal on my screen has already ticked ready up. So. But still. Pacta, don't worry, I believe Part Map has already found an ally in Takoshi. I think he's all good. I can't see any of them building armies, which is not a good sign. Felt like so. We'll try and rehost one more time if this doesn't work. Otherwise, we're gonna probably have to do the King of the Hill off stream, and I'll have to cast the replays, which would suck. Suck huge. Let's see. Let's see what they say to that. He did send it part map, but thank you. I'll add him on Steam now. While we're waiting for these guys to sort it all out. So let's close that. Add a friend. Boop. So I've sent you a friend link there, Takoshi, so make sure you accept that before the game, and we'll be all good. Oh, Console has to reconnect it real fast. Yeah, as soon as they're not in, it's perfect. So if there is any lag issues, I think it's on their side, unfortunately. Cool. So I'm going to give them 5 minutes here. If this persists for like another 20 minutes, like if we don't get like at least a game for in that time, I'm going to have to host this offline, I'm afraid. But we'll make sure the whole video does come up, which is all good. And it'll all get uploaded, of course. Even all of this rambling of me just kind of filling the void here. Not managing to get through too many games yet, unfortunately. So hopefully tomorrow we will have the Death Before Dishonor Season 3 finals. I haven't been in touch with the players yet, but hopefully we'll do that over the next couple of days. I'll make sure as well to do a Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice stream as well, which is another game we're doing on the channel. We mainly consist of Total War Warhammer content, multiplayer battles, tournaments, King of the Hills, all that good fun stuff. But we've also branched out to some other games as well. And it's been really good fun. I think we're right at the end, to be honest. We're coming up with 1 or 2 more episodes probably left, which is more of a story-based game, which is pretty fun. Probably going to run one game alongside Total War at any one point. So story-based game, run through the campaign, do some fun Let's Plays, and for the majority of our content, of course, we're still going to stick out to the funness. As soon as someone joins on this side, it seems to be messing up quite badly. But we will see. So apologies guys for the waiting, of course. Thank you as well for sticking with me as much as possible. This does happen, there's nothing I can do about it unfortunately from this end. It is just people connecting and so forth. Once again, starting to see what apparently is player ready. But I can see that he has actually managed to put a few units in, so... hopefully, fingers crossed, we shall be fine. And so obviously, don't want a long stream of kind of nothing going on, so... play Hollow Knight or Dark Souls if you haven't already. Definitely not playing Dark Souls part map, as I will be horrendous at that game. But I've not heard of Hollow Knight. Is it quite a fun game? Certainly could play that after Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. It's been super fun so far. So Console has popped back online now, so hopefully we are all good to go. We will see. We will see indeed. Oh, a full build just popped in front of me there. Looks like Dark Palpatine had one prepared. It's quite nice. So these guys will be ready to go basically as soon as they load in. Sly and Sneaky still is delving into his Lizardman ranks to try and figure out a classy build here to overthrow his opponents. I'm certainly loving one of his units coming in, one of my favourite units of the game, in fact. So we'll see how well it synergizes. Hollow Knight. Interesting. I'll have a look into it, part map. I don't want to look at reviews and stuff too much, or any gameplay footage, really, because I like going into these things blind. And that's what I've done with Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice as well. Completely blind. I'm enjoying it hugely. Big fan of Norse mythology as well. But yeah, certainly going to be trying to do a story kind of telling-based game along the side, maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. Still, obviously, going to be a dominant Total War channel, though, for the most part. Also got some exciting news as well. Going to be playing in a tournament soon. It's kind of going on in the background here. I have managed to... actually, I can't really say like how far through I am and whatnot. But it... as well, I can't really announce what the tournament is, but it's very exciting, and we're going to have loads of replays on the channel and a lot on many other people's channels as well, coming out in the next couple of weeks, which is a really cool event. You'll get the hang of Dark Souls. Oh, it'd be so long though. But yeah, Hollow Knight is surely easy. Well, Hollow Knight is something certainly I'll be looking into. If you want to recommend games and whatnot, feel free to join my Discord. That's how you also get invited to these type of events, can get your replays up on the channel and all that good stuff. And of course, have a Patreon account and all that good stuff as well. Cool. Sly and Sneaky still back. Not sure why he dropped there. He's still online. Yeah, so as soon as they've left, it's so much quicker up here. So hopefully we don't have any connection issues with Sly and Sneaky Seal. We've played with him before and it's fine, so... Looks like he is back. Still ready up though, which is so odd. But I can see he has managed to change his build, so... Should be all good. Should be all good. Any new games you guys are anticipating as well? In particular? I don't know if there's any games coming out that I'm particularly looking forward to at the moment. But, oh, weird messages on Discord. Cool, cool. Looks like we're still all good from them. Hello, Revel, as well. Not sure who you are, my friend. Just seen you joined my my Discord. Welcome. Okay, let's drop console and invite. It does say he's just popped on the line. Where are you? There you go. Boop. And we'll see. So we give this one more go. If it doesn't work, we will do this offline, and I'll have to host the replays tomorrow and make sure they're all up. So we'll just have Dark Palpatine, Darth Pendragon play these guys, and then the winner will post in my Discord, and the next army will pop in and fight them, which will be myself and Poison Ducky, hopefully, and then Team Baguette as well. Dark Souls, if you need help, you can summon other players. The problem I'm going to find with something like Dark Souls is I'm not used to mouse and keyboard at all, Park Map. I normally play with a controller. My controller currently doesn't like connect to my computer. It disconnects all the time for some reason. So Hellblade Senua's been relatively okay for the most part. I've tried quite a few times, especially early on. But we kind of got used to the mouse and keyboard thing as things did unveil themselves. But, welcome, Revel, to the Discord. Should be good to see. Console Room is currently playing at Total Warhammer, so he should hopefully be dropping in a second. I don't want to spam him with invites, but we do want to get this going. And cheers, guys, for still tuning in and trying to support, even though we're having huge technical difficulties there. Unfortunately, we could try out one more duo after this if this one doesn't work, but I don't want to keep on doing that. We've been going for quite a while now with very limited games. The first two seem to be fine, the DBD guys. They managed to get in the first one. Alright. Console is back! Perfect! Let's go, go, go. You know, really give me a lot of time. No worries. Dark Souls of keyboard is a nightmare. Okay, Hollow's Knight 2, really. Subnautica? Subnautica? That sounds pretty good fun. Can you give me a brief synopsis without it being too spoilery? Working, but I think my connection's going to be laggy. Yeah, it seems like Sly and Sneaky still joining us has made it quite laggy. Oh, it looks fine now. Just popping out quite quickly. Cool. Looks like the Sith Lords are pretty much ready. Just waiting on the other guys now. You can see they're building their builds here. And we'll get this started. Games on the horizon for me are Cyberpunk 2070 on PS3, of course, and The Last of Us 2. I thought that was out. Oh, Total Warhammer 3, of course, man, of course. Of course, Total Warhammer 3. I'm very excited for all the possibilities. Cool. Looks like, for the most part, all the armies are going to be built. Don't know, message on Discord. Hopefully everything's all good. Yep, okay, no questions. Like ready up there anyway, so we are prepared. How's it going, man, as well? Don't think I've seen you in chat before. Apologies for this huge wait here between games, but having some technical difficulties, unfortunately. But we are back. Everyone is in the lobby, raring to go. Apologies as well for the competitors who are currently waiting patiently in the wings. But after this, we will have, hopefully, Park Map returning with a newfound ally. We'll have myself and Poison Ducky, and Team Baguette as well, Intensity and Paxa. It's super nerve-wracking. Oh god, you should see me on Hellblade. I'm like a nervous wreck half time. I love it. It's a great game, but... Cool. Cool. Bam, let's go. Let's get this cracking. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get the King of the Hill back on track here. Malone in fine. Feeling good. The fear of the unknown really gets ya. Sounds fun though. There was another game someone mentioned to me. They said, oh, you should stream this. Someone from my work. And I can't remember the name of it. I think it's either G. I think it was like an indie game. Storytelling. They showed me a picture. There was like a woman in like kind of a flowing like cloak or dress. Really interesting like art designs. So it looked pretty cool. And they said it was quite short as well. I think like an hour and a bit to play perhaps, or a couple of hours. So I might stream it in one go. Who knows? Who knows? Poison Ducky, you were expecting to stream any more different types of videos on top of your YouTube channel anytime soon? Or are you mainly sticking to the Total War Warhammer content? I love the Nakai video, by the way. It's so good. I'm so happy you did it. It's so funny. For those who don't know, Poison Ducky is a YouTuber. And he uploaded a video recently of Nakai just wandering to some lo-fi beats. And it is so good. I'm certainly expecting a Wolfric the Wanderer sequel would be quite nice. Players a guy stranded on an alien planet after an incident with your ship, and you have to survive the ecosystem. Build your way into escaping and coming home. That sounds pretty damn fun. Pretty nerve-wracking though. I have not been off planet before, so I don't know too much of what out's there in the unknown. Cool, so both armies are loaded in, and here we go. I can see wings flapping. Flap faster. We'll see how the lag does progress. But unfortunately, at least we're in a game. It's a start. And it looks like Felbat's wings are actually floating kind of fine here. So let's go through the armies as quickly as possible. So for the Sith Lords, the current crowning kings, we have Skaven and Vampirates. Now for the force of Skaven, we have a Warlock Engineer, and then a ton of Skaven and Clan Rat slaves into the distance. We have Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers as well. Going to be holding down that centre pocket with a little bit more strength. So basically a whole ton of chaff, which is always good to see. Mixed in here as well with a Plague Priest on top of his mighty war machine of death here. Going to be coming with some nice spells as well. We have Vermintide, Wither, and Pestilent Breath. Down on the ground, we do have Tretch Craventail. Oh god, House, I just remembered. Don't worry guys, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Boop. There we go. Down on the ground, we do have Tretch Craventail. You can now see him in all his beautiful glory here. Going to be coming in leading these forces. Oh. Yep, thank you, Poison. I saw your message as well. So there's a bit of lag on the stream, so you're not going to be able to... I've kind of done it before, people have sent messages and so forth. We have a ton of Poisoned Wind Mortars as well, including the Regiment of Renowned version. I'm just receiving a load of messages now. This is so funny. It's all good, it's down guys, it's down. We're doing some long-range firepower, while the chaff just tries to hold the line as much as possible. We have some Rat Ogres in the back line as well, coming in for a little bit of backline protection, which is quite nice. They're going to synergize well, I think, these two armies together. Now, for the front line here of the Vampirates, we have a ton of zombie pirate deckhand mobs into the sunset, just chaff upon chaff here. Going to be trying to protect this gun line, so we have a few handguns here. Do we have the Black Spot? We do indeed have a round Black Spot as well. A couple of Scurvy Dogs in the back line with Depth Guard protecting a Carronade, which is not a bad shout at all. I actually quite like using the Depth Guard as more of a backup unit and bringing them in late game. Very good up against Lizardmen in general. We have a second Carronade down here as well. Nice bit of range support as well with a Felbat and there's this Luther Harkin as well up in the skies. We have a Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires and some Rotten Prometheans. It's a pretty solid defensive build overall. Now for the combined forces of the Lizardmen and the High Elves, we do have some Shadow Warriors. Yes, awesome to see these guys in action. But for the front line, we do have the majority being Lizardmen. We'll be taking the brunt of the force. We have Saurus Warriors mixing with Red-Crested Skinks all the way along the front line. Should do a decent job of chewing through any opponents. And I love the mix of Saurus Warriors in with Skinks. A lot of people in this matchup just go Skinks, but they can get mowed down by bombers and so forth really quickly. So having a few units of Saurus in there to add a little bit of punch certainly works out quite nicely. We have a ton of Spearmen and Archers and Lothran Seaguard for building up the majority of the High Elf force here. Looks like they are being protected by some Temple Guard as well as the Legion of Shaqua with Lord Mazdamundi on top of his mighty... He's a very Lovecraftian creature here, floating with his glowing eyes, certainly up to no good, casting lots of spells. And it looks like he's homies, or perhaps lovers, who knows, with Alariel the Radiant. I don't really want to imagine Lord Mazdamundi being a lover with anyone, but Alariel the Radiant, she's getting in there, doing the dirty to forge this alliance. So we do have a Flamesfire Phoenix up in the sky as well. It looks like some Cav in the wings in the form of Illyrian Reavers, and some Silver Helms. So going to be a pretty heavy metal build, and a ton of Vanguard coming in with Chameleon Skinks, Pterodon Riders as well, on both flanks. Do we have the original round one, or are they just both the basics? So the two basics, going to be getting in there, trying to drop some rocks on Carronades and so forth. So we do a bit of a lag, unfortunately. We'll see how the game does evolve, and if it is kind of playable. For the most part, looks like it's hopping it in a little bit, so we'll see what happens when we do get started. Go, 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 when ready. As you can see, for the most part, it seems to be stabilising and working. Don't do a tear-in. You're ready to play after this. Cool part map. Cool, we'll try and get you guys in as quick as possible so all competitors remain in. Please be on standby. Have Total War loaded up in the background and get ready to hop in as soon as it is your turn. We want to get the games rolling now as fast as possible. Wait, can you guys see battle drone stuff? Nope. I think I can drop though. Yay. Very mature. Oh god, how do I click off this? There we go. So battle is underway. Shadow Warriors have been immediately spotted. Going to get a nice cheeky little volley here. Going to be going into Clan Rats who are shielded. So not the perfect target here. Mortars are going to start to fire back as well, launching a few shots up into the air. Best target for these guys, probably just wreck the Red Crested Skinks very quickly, or Saurus Warriors. And it looks like they are actually initially aiming for the Shadow Warriors, forcing those guys back early on. Including the Regiment Renowned one though. Going to be catching a few of them. Oh no, it looks like for the most part they get away unscathed. Just as I say that. Oh, are any of these shots going to come in? Nope, looks like they're all going to be swing and misses, as the Lizardmen and High Elves do start their very slow advance forward here. Going to be trying to put a lot of pressure, but there is so much chaff protecting these guns here, it is certainly going to be a tough nut to crack overall. Totem Riders swooping in the back lines as well. Going to try and hop on top of these carronades and hopefully drop some rocks on them, most likely. Try and get those guys offline as quick as possible. Does look like Darth Pendragon is trying to retaliate here with some Fell Bats and Luther Harkin, forcing back these guys. And unfortunately, this Lizardman Vanguard is actually spotted quite early on here. The Chameleons have been sighted, and unfortunately, Rat Ogres are going to decimate these poor little lizard boys who are running for the hills here. And getting flung all over the place. They might be able to pull back to some archers though, who, if can do some initial support, may actually be able to drag down the Rat Ogres. They're going to be poisoned by the Chameleon Skinks, who should be able to escape there. But a hail of bullets and mortars here being flung into the air. And you see the Saurus Warriors unfortunately taking the brunt of the damage. I'm sure the High Elves don't mind that too much, but letting their allies take the work while the rest do move forward. Legion of Shaquan need to pop their buff here as Lord Mazdamundi does start to take a load of damage as well. And these guys getting wrecked by that constant long-range firepower, which is going to be pretty damn tough indeed. But archers are now in range, need to get firing and drag down those mortars as quickly as possible, which I think are a very underrated unit. Some people don't seem to like them. I actually think the mortars can do some really solid damage, especially up against tightly packed high elf formations with archers and so forth. Front line has got underway here. Red Crested Skinks with a harmonic convergence pop to them that are going to tear through these Clan Rats ridiculously quickly, as we see some nice slow motion spins coming in here, hacking apart these Clan Rats and so forth. Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs also being dragged down by Saurus Warriors, but so much damage has been taken in the front line. Shield of the Old Ones had to be popped early here to protect Lord Mazdamundi, who's taking so much damage on the way in here. Phoenix as well, floating above there, still getting its nice bonus. Oh no, come on. Sort yourselves out. Unfortunately, I think Sly and Sneaky Seal's connection isn't the greatest at the moment, but we will try and persist for now. As we do have a big old Ruination of Cities trying to pop down here on Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. Not going to get the most value, even if it does wreck this one unit pretty bad, but we'll have to wait and see. Probably going to get in a nice slow-mo. Poison Mortars are flinging into the air as we speak. And unfortunately, Port Alariel has been nuked here by Power Siphon and Hornswaggle here, lowering her armor and speed, and she's going to start taking a ton of long-range firepower. The Legion of Shaquan basically down to half health now, even with the Shield of the Old Ones, and of course they're in buff. These mortars doing a huge amount of damage here, and it's going to be really tough to break into this back line, especially considering the Pterodons have been cornered up here on the high ground by some Fellbats. Going to drag those guys down and force them off. The second lot, though, are swooping around. We have Illyrian Reavers in support as well. The Silver Helms over in the distance, and some Skink Cohorts popping in. So these guys are in fact Silver Helms, so they could come in and do a bit of a hammer and anvil approach, but unfortunately, this isn't looking playable. So I think what we're going to have to do, unfortunately, is with... It's really frustrating. So we've been running an hour and a half now, we've got one gaming, which is horrifying, of course. So we may just try and get one more set in, because I think it is probably Sly and Sneaky Seal's internet connection. But I really don't want to end the stream. It would kind of suck, but we have been going for quite a long time here. So we may just try and move down the list and get some new competitors in and see how it goes, because this isn't looking playable right now. Kind of slow motion here, started to come back. We'll give it a couple of minutes and see what happens. Unfortunately, on the high ground, I feel it's actually losing to the Pterodon Riders. Now they've isolated them away from Luther Harkin. They should be able to beat those guys down, but they're taking quite a lot of unnecessary losses, so of course is going to limit their potential in the game. Looks like Flame Star Phoenix has been hit by a Howling Warp Gale as well, and a Taunt. Can be taking huge long-range firepower now if they can bring their guns to bear. We do have a big banishment dropping down in the back line here as well. Doing some okay damage to these zombie pirate deckhand mobs, and it's going to unfortunately swoop away from them and unfortunately not even go onto those mortars. Kind of just going into this open ground here, not doing too much damage. Pterodon's trying to get over for a rock drop on top of this carronade. Let's see. And it does come down in. They're going to destroy any of the models. Does some okay damage overall, but nothing too spectacular. These guys can stand here all day now and shoot on them, as we do have Silver Helms crashing into the back line with skink cohorts. Up in the high ground, Flamestar Phoenix is getting decimated by Luther Arharken here. He did unfortunately get all those debuffs put on him as well, and so much long-range firepower coming in. Mortars are starting to launch some shots now into Temple Guard, which is a perfect target for those guys. It looks like miracles do happen. The internet connection seems to have stabilised. Now I've said that, I'm probably going to curse it, unfortunately. Alariel also taking some long-range firepower as well, having to pull back. And I don't think the combined forces here are going to be able to break through this line. But they're doing some decent work, actually. Zombie Pirate Deckhand Robs and Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers slowly getting mobbed down here. Lord Mazdamundi, with a river popped on him, which is very unfortunate here, is starting to push through. And these guns are so close within range. Juicy targets right here. There are some Rat Ogres doing a bit of backline protection here. Of course, we still have the Depth Guard here as well. Some Illyrian Reavers are broken off by Rat Ogres. There's a unit of Silver Helms who needs to get engaged here. The Scurvy Dogs are going to pop on them though and start nipping at the heels of those guys, dragging them down. Lord Mazdamundi still with Wither popped on in, going to be trying to escape here. Luther Harkin could probably quite easily drop on him. There's not too much going to be able to stop him here. Looks like Saurus Roads have been forced off. And where are the Temple Guard? Where did those guys get to? They forced their way all the way through to the back? I don't know if I'm being biased. No, the Temple Guard have in fact been forced off this early on. That is a disaster for those guys there, being beating them quite badly here. Archers as well, unfortunately, slowly withering as well and being taken down. And this is looking very bleak here for the High Elves and Lizardman. The forces of good here being destroyed by the force of evil. Nice catch here though, Terran Rides hopping on top of the carronade, but Depth Guard simply going to walk in there and clean those guys up quite nicely. More meant for anti-infantry rather than anti-large, but they still do a job. Poison Wind Mortars as well being dragged down by skink cohorts here, so those guys. Nice pick in the back line, trying to get some backline pressure on, but unfortunately, Lord Mazdamundi is certainly going to be going down here, I feel. Apotheosis has been picked on. He has no protection here, and Luther Harkin should be able to hunt him down quite effectively. Some Source Warriors desperately trying to run to his aid there, but a big cannon shot going into the back of his skull, popping out the front, and Lord Mazdamundi does unfortunately go down. Source Warriors are now terrified. Bounce power heavily in favour of the Sith Lords here, using terror to their advantage. In the backline, a familiar tactic. We do have Alariel and the Flameside Phoenix using a star to try and heal up. There is a very isolated unit of clan rats in the backline as well. Chase down archers though, it looks like these guys were in fact to summon, and forcing back the forces of good here. Loads of archer fire coming into the black spot, doing some decent damage to those guys as well. Hopefully going to be dragging them down. Rat Ogres though, going to be forcing themselves forward now, trying to hunt down these pesky skirmishers where possible. And the back line is just been able to shoot for the majority of the game. Nice pressure coming in from the Lizardmen at different points. A little bit too little, too late. Looks like one carried still fully operational here as well. And all the mortars, even though they've taken damage, looks fairly healthy model count wise. And this is going to be nasty here as these mortars do come in and start destroying these spearmen, allowing simple clan rats to actually trade fairly effectively here. In the back line, however, though, could be a little bit of a comeback here, as the Plague Priest certainly overextends here and is getting hunted down now by Alariel and the Flamesfire Phoenix. It's trying to get out of the way. Alariel does have a Power Siphon popped on her, and in comes Luther Harkin. A bit risky here, but he really wants to save this Plague Priest. And my god, huge damage to Alariel there, as the armies do start to break, seeing their lady get battered a little bit here. And that is going to be GG. Stream is cursed, it is indeed. Yes, I'm Eric. I don't think it's on my end, because we managed to play that first game fine. I think, unfortunately, it's just a few people having problems connecting, which is a big problem of having 4 people, obviously. So, park map. Please get your teammate and hop in as quick as possible. So, we never found out what DXB stands for. If you think you're going to have any lag problems, guys, please let me know. And we will try and just move on as fast as possible right now. Cool. So thank you guys for popping out. So park map, feel free to join in. And TG. The Treacher Master. The ultimate meme lord. We didn't really get to see what Tretch was up to. Probably nothing too scary. to be honest. Oh, wrong guy. So many messages now. Steam to get through. Cool, TJ's in. We're going to test quick. Test. Cool, nice and quick. Perfect. And we'll be playing on Eschen. So it looks like we're back up and running, guys. We're all good. It's going to be a long ass stream, unfortunately. Apologise again. But unfortunately, these things do happen. So we do now have the rehashed Ninjas of the Park coming in with Park Map and TJ making his debut on the channel. After this, we will have myself and Poison Ducky and then Team Baguette coming in. Should be some good fun. And let's update quickly. So Sith Lord's going to there. So we'll just call this TJ in the Park. As unfortunately, the original name doesn't really work anymore, unfortunately. Now they've had to switch alliances. So replace Ninja with TJ. Cool. Park Map has sent me his. Cool. So we got Sartosa and Dowie coming up against High Elves and Dark Elves. Which is another lore-friendly pick here. Coming in. Should be some pretty good fun. So, can anyone overthrow the Sith Lords here? It's going to be tough. They've certainly proven themselves now that they've been reborn after that first game. They've certainly proven themselves here as well, coming through with a nice victory. So, Sartosans and Dowie. That is going to be a gun-heavy build. Certainly we're playing probably quite defensively here, but the High Elves and Dark Elves certainly have some very good tools in this matchup as well. And if you can get the High Elves on top of the Dowie, that is a really good matchup. White lines tear apart Dowie infantry very cost-effectively, and I think are certainly a must-pick in this matchup. Will be a day for the Book of Grudges. Will indeed. Dowie teaming up with Pirates. Certainly more likely than some of the previous matchups we did talk about. Looks like Park Map is ready. I hope you guys are still enjoying. Thank you for sticking with me as well. And Eschen, a map we don't see too often, so should be some good fun. And I just need to quickly apply to someone. Cool. Looks like one team is ready. Park Map and TJ, just allowing Dark Pendragon and Dark Palpatine their full time to scheme here. And then up after this, we will have myself and Poison Ducky bonus versus Bread, which should be pretty interesting. We do need to actually probably get in a bit of practice, Poison Ducky, and do a couple of games at different points. Think of a few nasty, sneaky, and memey strategies to bring to Turin's tournament in the future. And then we'll have Team Baguette as well, Anticity and Pact, which I'm very excited to see. Cool. I will just ready up as well, so as soon as they're ready to go, it should just kick in. nice little drink and get ready. Get ready for the awesomeness. I don't know how this matchup's going to go. I think Hales are pretty good against both Coast and Dowie, but in different ways, so you can't bring the same build against both. I think Archers, basic cheap Archers, are actually pretty good in both. Archers destroy cannon crews or gun crews and all that lot very quickly, and can do a ton of damage, of course, up against Coast. Dark Elves as well, pretty good against everyone. I think they're the most versatile of all forces, I would have to say, and can do good work anywhere. I'm certainly expecting a classic defensive geometry build here by ParkMap and TJ coming in. TJ, of course, is making his debut on the channel as well, so make sure to give him a lot of support. Good to see him around. I think he said he was a relatively new player, but still good to have new players and experienced players alike. Bonus versus bread is a powerful stat boost. It really is, honestly. It's people don't expect it, but a lot of your troops are made of bread that you may not originally have thought of. Oh, just waiting on Darth Pendragon, and we will get cracking. So I'm just looking through chat, and I just see screen blocker, screen blocker. I luckily managed to think about it. We still got to see the beautiful Tretch and the game. I have once, I think only once, had the screen blocker on for a whole game, very early on in my streaming career, and it was very sad. It was very sad, David. I recast the game the next day in the end. Now, luckily we've learned from our mistakes, and we are hopping in now. So nice quick turnover this time. Could be seeing some violence, which is always good to see. So Eschen, super fun map as well. So it's got this nice long dip. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players play this. I still want to know if it's easier to attack or defend. I feel like attacking wise you can often lose your synergy together. And you need to kind of both attack at the same time. As we saw in that first game, nearly punished the Sith Lords if by sending kind of in one army then the next army. Kind of one after the other can be a bit of a problem. But anyway, here we are, Eschen. Nice hills on either flank as well, with a big old dip in the middle, and nice killing pit. And you can try and rush these hills, but again, your opponent, if they've got the range, can sit back and simply shoot you off them. Super fun map, and I think relatively well balanced as well. We have some hills on the periphery, nice just rolling plains. In the distance, some beautiful, lovely mountains with skulls carved into them for all your tourist needs. My question is, who goes around carving all these skulls and all the mountains and stuff off the maps? It must take a hell of a long time, which is not fun for anyone. We'd have some ruined buildings as well down here. Looks like it could have been a church or something previously. I don't know who would really want to live outside of a main city. I suppose in a city in Warhammer there's a nasty Skaven and so forth. I'd probably go somewhere deep in the high elf territory, I think, and just live quite happily away from war and so forth. Just cast in battles, get them to send me replays. The mages, I'm sure, can sort to that. Nice defensive tower here as well. I wish there was a few... you wouldn't be able to make it balanced, I suppose, but having towers and stuff on the map like they did on Tabletop and being able to put troops into them could be pretty good fun. Also storming towers and so forth. But again, maybe adding walls and stuff, but I'm not sure if it'd be that easy to balance. So waiting for the players to load in here. No worries about the load time here as well. It's not indicative of lag or anything. That's indicative of people's computers. Nice skull in the distance as well. Very glorious and good to see. And we'll see how these guys get going. Have another little sip while we wait. I do now actually hear some cries of battle, and we are good to go. So, for the forces of the Sith Lords, we have Dark Elves and High Elves in an unlikely combo here. And this is disgusting, coming in from Duck Palpatine here. 4 Reaper Bolt Throwers. That is truly quite disgusting. Coming in at the 4 of them. It looks like they're all chevroned up as well. As 4 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. Oh my god, that is a disgusting amount of firepower coming in. Certainly trying to outshoot the most likely more defensive build, although, oh, I love this. I love this play by these guys. We'll get to that in just a second. So, huge artillery core here. Also have some cheap and cheerful Illyrian Reavers to do a bit of backline pressure. We have some Lothran Seaguard and a ton of cheap archers and cheap spearmen. Of course, having to go cheap here because of the hefty investment in long range. We have 2 nobles on chariots as well, notoriously good up against the Dowie. And Alariel the Radiant up high with all her healing, of course. down low, we do have a Sorceress of Fire rolling with Malice Darkblade. Great to see him in action on top of Spite there. Going to be doing some pretty decent work. Sorceress does come in with Burning Head and Cascade and Flying Cloak, and Malice, of course, coming in with all his buffs and good stuff. Up in the skies, we have the Crows of Cain here, originally around Harpies, helping to protect this back line. And for the Dark Elf Infantry, we do have a Black Guard of Nagarond, and then cheap and cheerful spearmen, as you expect, as so much money has been invested here into the long-range artillery. Now, for the forces of Parkamap and TJ here, a beautiful build coming in. We have a rush build of Sartosan Free Company in the front lines, backed up by Morngulls, including the regiment renowned Night Terrors. These guys do absolute wonders up against infantry, but are a bit pincushion and lightly armoured up against all the archer play. We have some Morngul hunters as well, and some Sartosa militia backing these guys up. So really nice rush build here, coming in by the vampires. And as for the Dowie, it looks like we also have a Vampire Fleet Admiral with pistol. But as for the Dowie, they're going to be doing their bit as well. Dragonback Slayers, Longbeards, Slayers, and more Longbeards into the sunset here. With a Rune Lord going to be coming in to try and push as quickly forward as possible. We have a cannon going to be protected by some polearms, which is quite a nice play there. Use those guys to protect the cannon and carronade just to keep the enemy honest and keep some pressure up and make sure these bolt throwers are forced to fire into these targets. But for the majority of the Dowie forces, we do have rangers with great weapons and a front line of miners coming in here. Blast and charge is going to be pretty effective up against the cheap and cheerful troops. Norgrim Ironbreakers, regiment around Ironbreakers. Not only do they have a very cool colour scheme and 125 rock hard armour, they're also immune to psychology and do some decent work and have great staying power. More miners and rangers into the sunset. Really fun build. I'm a real big fan of this build here, coming in and rushing the opponent, who's probably going to expect you're going to be playing quite defensive. Looks like the duck is ready. Scurvy dogs in the back line as well, and do some great harass. If they can hop on top of these bolt throws, there's going to be so much value to have. So are they going to be able to withstand the sheer amount of firepower coming in here by the bolt throwers? Or is the rush going to work, or are they going to be held and stalled early on? Looks like vampires are moving forward, and so are the Dowie now coming in. These so I actually like using mines in the second line, because then you can guarantee you get both the blasts and charges off. Here they're probably only going to get one off. Still can do some decent damage to these dread spears and probably allow them to win the combat fairly effectively. In comes all the missiles, and blasting charges and dread spears just get absolutely wrecked, down to half health and almost broken instantly. A ton of shots coming in and annihilating that carronade there. Already down to pretty much nothing. One cannon left. These guys are probably going to break here. The Dowie cannon does answer with a vengeance, trying to get a few shots in. Doing some pretty decent work actually to the Reef Bolt Thrower as the front line does engage. Over on this side we have the Mongols trying to break down Spearmen. Now they will do decent damage to them, but the Spearmen can also do some okay work back, as all the bolt throwers now start to target down the Mongols, and the Nobles are riding dirty here with Alariel, trying to pull through his troops where possible. A few high elf units are bunched up here, need to get down and spread out once more. And the back line is now going to certainly be pressured. We have Scurvy Dogs trying to hop into the back line, but nice play by Darth Pendragon, using these Illyrian Reavers defensively. But it looks like the Scurvy Dogs have managed to whittle round, should be able to hop on top of these bolt thrower crews. How are the other Scurvy Dogs doing? Looks like they've hopped down, but once again Darth Pendragon on top of his game here, protecting the Reaver bolt thrower crew. It looks like actually they may have managed to sneak through and do some decent damage to them. Miners also managed to get into the back line with some rangers now, certainly going to start shutting these guys down. Front line heavily won here by the Dowie Onslaught, assisted here by their Sartosan allies. Coming in and doing some nice thrown axe damage as well on the Black Guard of Nagarond. They're going to be the real staying power here. They're up against Norgrim Ironbreakers. This is going to be a bit of a slow fight here, and they're certainly going to help that there's so much support coming in by the Dwarfs there. The Crows of Cain have managed to hop on top of some Rangers here, all for our Raiders indeed, which is really good play by the Crows, although the Raiders will put up a pretty decent fight back as well. Darth Avalon going down, but it looks like most of the forces have been dragged out of it here. Alariel very beaten up here, taking huge amounts of volleys, having to cast a Earthblood on herself as well. Nobles are pretty beat up as well, but not too bad, about half health here. And the right-hand flank certainly gone less well for this rush build. The vampires are starting to stutter a bit as the Dowie do push forward. They've started to meet quite a bit of resistance, but the back line is starting to get crumped on a little bit. Alistair Blade being hunted down by Dragonback Slayers, certainly not where he wants to be, as the Burning Head does cackle into the distance there. From the front line, Blackguard holding her firm here, doing some pretty decent damage, and the back line has relatively stayed strong, large parts down to Darth Pendragon's fantastic play with his Illyrian Reavers hunting down these Scurvy Dogs. These Slayers need to push into the back line now and start hunting down at these Reaver Bolt Throwers where possible. We do have Longbeards as well, need to swoop down, no point going after these Spearmen, push down, hunt down these guys and take all that value off the field. in the back line. We actually have the Dwarf Cannon getting back online here. Looks like, do they have a cannon free? No, all their cannons are down. But still, they managed to get 21 kills. Not bad, considering what they're up against. And with that, zombie pirate deckhand mobs are going to be forced forward here. Rune Lord now going to be the target. And this is the danger. If they can't shut down these bolt throw crews effectively, quickly, they're now going to be able to snipe out the characters. And that could cause disaster for the slow-moving Dowie and vampire forces. So I really like the initial idea and the push here. But unfortunately, it looks like they are being thrown back now. Both nobles hunting down with Malice Darkblade, who is now in his demonic form, hunting down this poor vampire fleet admiral, who is getting pushed down actually, so Tomorrow's not taking too much damage, and it's at least distracting all of these units there, perhaps allowing the Sartosa militia to fire down and get a bit of support in here. So the vampire pirates are starting to waver a little bit, but can the Dowie carry the day? Balance pirate in fact in their favour now, but losing their leadership here is going to be pretty tough. Mongol Hunter in the back lines doing some decent damage. Sartosa and Freecom as well need to hunt down these Lothran Seaguard and shut them down, and move towards these Eagle Claw Bolt Throw crews. We do have Rally and High Elves as well, coming back to the main forces. Loads of Dark Elves do start to break in the centre pocket, as Dragonback Slayers are now hunting the Eagle Claw Bolt Throw crew very eagerly here, as Rangers start to force their way in as well. And this left flank certainly won here, quite hard here by the Dowie, could be coming up and around and forcing their way round. Nice shots coming in. Somehow this Vampire Fleet Admiral is still alive here, and some summoned zombies as well certainly assist him. Shots coming in by the Sartosan militia, trying to shoot down Malice Darkblade. Of course, he's going to be taking constant damage now he's in his demon form. So Vampire Fleet Captain registering Invocation the heck, just trying to keep herself alive as long as possible and outlast Malice here, which isn't the worst pick. Really nice noble play so far, but one of them is pretty beat up. Going to be chasing down some Sartosa militia who probably want to turn and fight this here. The Dowie are now hacking their way through the back line. Some Reaper Bolt Throws have been shut down, but nice play once again, repositioning a lot of Reaper Bolt Throws up into the high ground, getting a couple still active. One has been shut down by Dragonback Slayers, who will do decent work, hunting them down quite quickly. We still have 3 units of Slayers here, going to be very sticky to deal with. These guys need to get moving though, taking huge damage there. Those burst shots coming straight to the face as the Slayers do start getting pulled apart quite quickly. Longbeards also forcing their way into the back line. It looks like the back guard have finally fallen here. And over in the distance, what is going on with this Lord? Still alive somehow. 165 health though, certainly going to go crumbling into the darkness. But Malice Darkblade may have oh no! Star of Avalon comes in. This is huge here by Alariel. Healing up Malice, counteracting that curse. Going to keep him in the game much longer. He almost looked certain that he wasn't going to be able to affect the game too much more there. And healing so good in 2v2s. This noble on the chariot probably going to go down to Sartosa Militia Fire here. Nope, still has 600, 500 health here. So they get a nice rear charge into these Rangers, who do turn to face him though. They do brace, and unfortunately get run over pretty bad. We do have a Master Rune of Wrath and Rune though, trying to slow that guy down, so they might be able to hunt him into the other world. And so Lyrium Reavers do start to break, trying to protect their Eagle Claw Bolt Throws as much as possible, and they are slowly all being dragged down. What a game! Even with all the problems we've had, this is certainly still been a good stream with some pretty damn crazy games. We have some rallying units in the distance here. Looks like we had some shades that I missed earlier, and the Sorceress is coming back into action as well. Is this cannon crew online? No, they're still just standing there. I thought they'd somehow, some miracle, got back online. Unfortunately, Malice is still miles away from the battlefield, now just being used to hunt down gunnery mobs. So down to 900 health, and he's going to certainly be losing health quite consistently now. Not sure he's going to be able to get back into action for too much longer. One of the nobles has been shut down here by consistent fire by Sartosa Militia. Second one as well is now kind of centre of attention of a lot of these range units. What a build though, honestly. I'm loving this Dowie Vampires build. Certainly not what you expect. Coming with the rush, real mind games coming in here. Looks like we have a good luck, have fun as well, which is always good to see. Nice, good sportsmanship. And maybe the Noble Corps with Alariel and this Leadership Corps will be able to still carry the day. But it's going to be tough. There's so many Dowie left on the field. They do need to get moving and hunting down these troops where possible. Balance power still relatively even. And this poor Rune Lord, this is certainly what could happen here. The combination of the High Elf forces could just hunt down the Rune Lords and kind of characters, try and finish them off where possible, and then break the opponent with, you know, the big alpha strikes of all their heroes. Looks like we do have a Reaper of Souls. I did come down on the Rangers here, but down goes Malice Darkblade, who rest in peace. He now can be finally free of his demon friend. And with that, it looks like most of the Dark Elf forces, got some Blackguard in the distance and Bolt Throwers, mostly the Dark Elf forces are gone, and it's going to be down to the High Elves to really try and carry this out, with a little bit of support, of course, with the Sorceress of Fire and so forth. They're all doing some decent job hunting down Sartosan militia. Slayers, though, again, still a pretty decent counter to the chariots if they can get their hands on it. But this cycle charging is going to be nasty, up to 138 kills. These Finns are so ridiculous up against Dowie, doing a certainly decent amount of work. But into the kind of death pit, he has swam. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin popped. Certainly now going to get hacked to pieces. But a nice burning head going to try and counteract some of these Slayers. Doing some decent work. I don't think it's going to save the Noble here, but still going to do some pretty good work overall. Noble unfortunately does break here, but they're taking the opportunity to throw the other Noble into the Rune Lord, who's trying to get back to his troops where possible. And yeah, that first Noble unfortunately did bite the dust. Shades and Archers getting some nice Overwatch fire, but they're really low on ammunition now, and there's still so many Dwarf units running around this map, hunting down Seaguard where possible. And Miners, they think they're hard enough now that the Blackguard are simply down to 9 models, and the Blackguard are actually going to run to some Miners before they even get in combat. Looks like they are going to get in there, swinging their halberds gloriously, but taking a few punches back actually quite hard there, and actually lost a couple of models there, the Blackguard and Magaron, and they're certainly going to break and be forced off here. Balance power now actually in favour of the High Elves and Dark Elves, even though they've lost so many troops. I suppose the Rune Lord losing that much health and Alariel being so healthy still really is kind of indicative of the power balance there. This Noble being forced off once again by Slayers. We're going to see a lot of counter and cycle charging, no doubt. Dwarves really need to pull their forces together and kind of blob up a little bit and force the chariots to charge into a big old kind of mosh pit of angry Dow where they don't really want to be. Cannon crew stand there looking pretty indeed. They're doing their best. Unfortunately now being hunted down by L'Oreal, although it looks like not before the Sorcerers of Fire doesn't in fact start to break. The Sartosan militia probably see into that. I doubt the pretty cannon crew managed to do too much there. Looks like we're going to have another Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin coming down. Oh no, marked by Ulthar coming down on top of this Noble, who is now surrounded as well by great weapon units. Certainly taking a lot of damages as the armour is brought down here quite low, but I don't think the Slayers are nearby enough to really punish this guy. And if he had a Rune of Wrath and Ruin now as well, that would have been such nice synergy. If this Rune Lord goes down, they're really going to struggle to deal with these cycle charging off these high elf characters. Noble does manage to escape, though there's no ranged troops left to take her down, but it looks like the Dowie, for the most part, are starting to rally some troops. Archers here simply going to be forced off. It's going to be tough. I don't know. Alariel's still so healthy, and as we've seen in previous battles, she is a very decent melee combatant, but at the same point, 3,000 health... it depends if they can break the door forces, I think, realistically. Lothar and Seaguard, 39 of them, still a decent amount of archer fire on display. Certainly need to target down the Slayers where possible. That's a really nice pick. And the Fire Sorceress is back. She is back. These are obnoxious nobles, riding dirty. I hate chariots when I play as Dowie. Obviously, I don't know. I agree with Darth Pendragon by bringing them, of course, because they are very powerful in this matchup, very competitive, but they're just so hard to deal with. They can just push their way through dwarves fairly effectively. These Longbeards, though, having none of it, hacking at these horses with their giant axe. They've surrounded this guy. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin popped down on him, and maybe he isolated himself a little bit too much there. He may well be dragged down here, and he's relatively close to the board edge, that if he breaks, he may not be able to escape. These zombie pirate deck mobs trying to lug their way into combat here to pin him in place. Slayer's also trying to wrap around, but it looks like he is going to be able to escape. Fire's protection and an Earthblood keeping him fighting. Is he going to break here? This is a ton of magic chucked into him, but he does start to rout, and he is very close to the edge of the board, but it looks like he's taken the long haul, going in this direction, so he is most likely actually going to rally and be fine here. That could have been a disaster if he got pinned in here. Fortunately, some Miners of Blast Charges have been isolated here, probably going to get swarmed by a group of units. An Archfire coming in, still doing decent damage to Slayers, and a L'Oreal floating over her Noble just to ensure that he does rally to his lady. Bolts for days, indeed, Stormrunner. There were so many, but they already get run down. I'm really impressed with this build. It's going to be interesting to see, though, if they manage to pull it through. So much magic still on display, and this hero core is really disgusting up against what's the remains of the Dowie, unfortunately. There's only zombie pirate deck mobs fighting for Park Map left alive. Noble simply going to cycle charge and escape, but he still is attacking down here, finishing off these miners and so forth. And then Reavers come in, doing some pretty decent damage, backing these guys down before retreating as the Dark Elves do move forward. Militia have unfortunately been broken. Still, Cannon Crew just looking pretty, just turning their backs. I don't think the opponent is worth their time, so it's going to be over here just seeing their brothers run by them. Might be quite shocked there, but they might have a little bit of PTSD or something, trying to hide. As the Dowie do start to blob up, probably best just to get into the forest. Force the Nobles to kind of cycle charge in there. It's going to make it a bit tougher, but no doubt Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin is probably off cooldown now. As the Dowie do make their last stand atop this mighty hill. Yay, King of the Hills. What's up, Aristodemus? How's it going, bro? I did see that you were hosting one earlier. I was actually kind of gutted I couldn't join in because I'd already signed up for another tournament, which I got knocked out in the first round as well. So I'd have loved to come to the King of the Hill, but unfortunately I did miss it. Rune Lord now taking some long-range firepower coming in as well, as the Lone Reaper Bolt Thrower does get back online here, throwing in some pretty decent damage as well. We're trying to target down that Rune Lord, forcing the Dowie forward and allowing the Dark Elves and High Elves to continue to cycle charge and just chill out as much as possible. Miners are being forced off as well. Sorcerers of Fire just chilling in the back as well, and I think even the brilliance of this build and how I managed to catch them off guard pretty early on, really nice sustainability of this hero core of the High Elves and some of the Dark Elves as well assisting. I think the Elven combo probably going to be able to carry the day. More shots coming in. That Rune Lord going for the Dukes there, ducking and weaving as much as possible, down to 500 health though, so if he takes 1 or 2 bolts, he is in serious problems. But it looks like the Bolt Thrower is out of ammunition here. He did take, looks like 548 health, leadership still not too bad. As the Dowie forces do start to engage. Miners being chased off here as well. Shades can do that quite comfortably. Looks like the High Elves trying to back up for now until they ensure those guys are gone. Trying to get those Winds of Magic where possible. And oh no, we're going to get a blob up hill here. Looks like they might be trying to blow up for a bit of a hill. In comes the Illyrian Reavers though, trying to charge down some Raiders. And yeah, we do have a big Earth Blood coming in. Rangers turn their backs. Oh, just about to turn around in time. Illyrian Reavers simply going to pull back quite quickly. Like the High Elf forces are attacking though, which is all good to see. Your potato internet lag too much. No, we've had so many problems Aristodemus on this stream. Don't worry about it, man. It happens. We had about an hour where we didn't play, unfortunately. But we're back now. We've got a few games left as well for your entertainment. And if you're lucky, I may even let you pick the last map. Which I'm sure Pacta will have words with you about though if it's too bad. But let's see. Big Burning Head going to be coming down here. Probably going to start to break and finish up a lot of these forces. Looks like some of the dwarfs, nice reactions here by TJ, trying to get them out of line. But some of the Longbeards, just a little bit too slow here. Dragonback stays as well, taking some huge damage here. I think that is going to spell doom as Balance of Power moves quite heavily in the Elven combination here. They're certainly a end-time style army with the Dark Elves and High Elves combining. I could never myself see these guys fighting together. L'Oreal going to be popping down on the Orgrim Ironbreakers, trying to fish them off, and another Earthblood coming in. It's been such good value so far. This poor Rune Lord going to be run over by the Noble here, forced down, trodden on, and flung to the ground, which isn't nice to see. Still got 53 leadership though, holding strong for now. Dowie forces are starting to overrun the Lothran Seaguard Spearmen and the last kind of little dregs of troops, but this hero core is going to be too much to deal with. If he can force off all the enemy troops, force the Noble and Alario to fight in sustained combat, and perhaps there is a chance. We'll still have the Shades though and come in and fight. But yeah, no, it's looking like they might actually have to in a second. Noble getting pinned in here, surrounded by foes. But he's simply going to push through these Norgrim Ironbreakers. Unfortunately, a bit of lag has seemed to kick in. Face us, you Elgi scum. Ouch. The Dowie fighting strong here. Who summoned me? Someone invoked my sacred name. Aristodemus has a flair for theatrical maps, so we may let him pick the final map, but of course you'll be playing on it, Pacta, so I'm sure you all have words if it's not a map to your liking. Noble running over Rune Lord. He's holding firm though, 291 health. Laurel coming in for a blitz as well, trying to rescue her poor Noble, who is getting surrounded here, but the Rune Lord starting to break here. The Dowie folk are strong though, even if their leadership and their leaders break, they may stand and fight yet. Over in the distance, we have some Miners beating up some Shades, which is always good to see. Shades probably can win this engagement, 17 left of them, Miners down to 16. It's a bit of a wet, damp noodle contest, but still fighting strong. Noble trying to pull out here. Still have some combat going over here, so it is all fine at the moment. Lothran Seaguard as well, fighting on top of the hill, up against some Rangers though, being forced back here quite effectively. Noble doing little laps there. Going to hunt him down the Rune Lord, and with the Rune Lord gone, this is going to be really tough, I think, for the Dowie to pull through. Which is unfortunate, because I actually really like their build. I thought it was quite good fun. Going for that Dowie Vampire Pirate classic rush build, and it almost worked. Noble hunting down that poor Rune Lord who yells run, and this isn't a good sight for any Dowie to see. Rune Lord forsaking his vows, his oaths, and fleeing for the hill. Noble, 254 kills. It is just horrifying to see. And some Slayers trying their little best there. Got one Slayer left. Unfortunately, looks like he did just go down, eaten by Alariel. Not a bad way to die, though, for a Slayer. Going down to a giant pigeon. I can certainly see that being considered a valuable and honourable death. The last of the vampire troops are fading here. Zombie pirate deckhand mobs. We've been the last ones for a while, holding firm as long as possible. So I do manage to break off some shades as well for their efforts here, as the Reaper Bolt Thrower crew does start to come and engage. Slayer's now being 2v1'd here by the Noble and Lariel, which is brutal to see, and unfortunately there is army losses and GG. You're a man of culture, Aristodemus. He is indeed. But yes, we just have the Slayers left, unfortunately. 10 of these guys left, trying their best here. GG's. The Slayers do try their best to pull down that pesky Noble. The Nobles really good in this matchup and very good as well if they don't get shot down by the Pirates. And because of the style of the rush build, they were of course going to be a big problem. And there we have it. Can anyone stop the Sith Lords on a 3-game streak here? We have 2 teams left up against them. We have Bonus versus Bread up next, which is myself and Poison Ducky, and then Team Baguette. Which should be some good fun. So, overall, super fun build on this side with the rush. Almost would. I don't think the Mongols really paid for themselves. I understand needing them in there to go for the rush, go for that Vanguard deploy, and it certainly worked thematically and was good fun. But they certainly didn't pay themselves as much as the Mongol Hunter. They just got shot to pieces, unfortunately, and still some okay value, or pretty good value in general, from all this ridiculous amount of firepower coming in. But it did get shot down eventually by the Dowie, which is kind of funny, watching the Dowie break through the High Elf lines. The Nobles, though, the real MVPs here, 280 and 147 kills. It is pretty rough. The dark side of the Book of Grudges, that was crazy. Great game. Palm up and TJ, does anyone of you want to hop in my place? I have to have dinner. No. Looks like one of them may have to go. Burning heads with the real hells. Oh no, those Nobles tore up pretty bad. Cool. So we'll let these guys sort out their teams. So let's see who can play. So Dark Palpatine has to go. So TJ and Darth Pendragon. Might be able to get those guys here over there. Carry on the Sith Lord name, of course. But Poison Ducky, ready yourself, as we will be hopping in next. Cool, see if these guys want to team up. I've never played a TV2 in my life. Don't worry, man, you'll do fine. You can work it pretty well as kind of, what's up, Poison Ducky? Cool, let's watch these guys on Discord. I'll rehost so I can hop in. Sweet. Sweet. I'll rehost. So let's hop in. We're going away. Let's do Outdoor Outskirts. That can be a good map. Let's invite the guys in. It's Mr. Poison Ducky, TJ, and Darth Pendragon. Now let's update the score quick. So the Sith Lords 3-0, very impressive Indeed. And next we have Bonus versus Bread, which is the name me and Poison Ducky are going to go by in future events as well. Get these guys to switch around. Switch sides. Oh. Okay. Cool. Looks like we're good to go. We will be on Altdorf Outskirts. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays. So we're going to voice chat. We can try and get you in voice chat. You can't talk vocally either. I mean, me and Poison Ducky are going to struggle because people can hear our voices. So let's get Ducky on stream. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear him. Let's open that channel. Cool. So hopefully we will see Poison Ducky's voice in a second. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear him as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Poison Ducky, I hear you.
Yes.
How's it going, dude?
Doing great. Let's see, does my voice go through your stream? Do you have that on?
I don't know if it is on. I'm hoping people can hear you.
Okay. Let's see.
Should be some good fun. Is there any builds you fancy doing in general?
Let's see. I was thinking Vampire Coast plus your Lizardmen.
Ooh, that could be deadly.
But
Blind picks are going to be tough as well.
yes, for sure.
I trust them though, to be honest about it, so it should be good. Can you guys let me know in chat as well if you can hear the mighty Poison Ducky?
Oh yeah, I think my voice is going through. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So you think Lizardmen Vampires?
Lizardmen Vampires, and we go with like a full-on like crab plus dino build.
Yeah, I'm down. That sounds fun.
Crabby dinos.
Crabby dinos. I mean, we could go full Rohan build, but...
Oh, let's play the game Protect the Queen Bess.
Oh, okay. I'm down. I'm so down.
Protect the Queen Bess. It's a little mini game, only in 2v2s. Doesn't work very well in 1v1s. Alright, so...
Cool. So we'll wait for these guys. I think they're hopping in Discord together. So once they sort out their matchups, we can get it started. I'll actually pop up a screen blocker quick. You got any plans to stream soon?
In terms of streams, not right now. I've been a little busy doing with... Well, first of all, like, school's been still going. It's just online.
Mm-hmm.
And then, been working mostly on, like, putting a lot of effort in D&D lately because all my friends that are, like, out of school, like, literally have nothing else to do other than play video games and look forward to a D&D on weekends.
Yeah.
Just like, guys, I'm working, I swear.
Oh, nice. Are you the Dungeon Master, I assume?
Yes, of course.
Nice. How deep into the campaign are you?
Quite deep in. We have, like... I think our characters are getting around, like, levels 7 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what else is it? We're just... Actually, I used, like, the Warhammer universe, kind of, as my D&D universe. So they just made it to the Dowie Mountains. And, I was creating, like, all the different clans and all that stuff.
Are the characters also based in Warhammer lore?
I don't have all of the characters. Like, I did have Skarsnik, and the party had a fun time fighting against him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He sneaked away, of course, but, you know, it's Skarsnik.
Oh, he always
They
has
had to fight, like, a super duper squig. And someone died. It was very interesting. Someone got eaten.
Are you, like, a quite lenient DM, or are you quite brutal with deaths and so forth?
When it comes to combat, I used to be pretty like, be really nice, like, oh, you're down. The enemies will be like we're going to run over you because you're already down. We're not going to go. And then just recently I started using brutal combat where like if a player goes down, the enemies go for the kill. And now my players are all like starstruck and like, oh, not starstruck in a good way. They're like in fear. They're just like, now they poke every single end with a stick just to make sure nothing kills them.
I've only actually played D&D once, and it's my mate's dad has had a game going for like 30 years.
Oh god. That's
so I hopped in there, and everyone obviously out-levels me quite highly, but all his friends, they were so attached to their characters, because a lot of them had been alive for like so many years, that they basically didn't want to do anything. They just wanted to survive.
we were retiring.
Yeah, I was just wandering through every door, opening every chest, because I was like a little level 1.
Send the rubber duck in. He's disposable.
Yeah, I was basically bait. It was good fun though. Cool. Looks like they're hopping in chat together.
Are they in there yet? Let's see here.
They're not in the Discord one. They might be doing a private one.
Should go to this. Oh yeah, and then of course I need to start working on my my sequel, my Wolfric Wandering for 15 or whatever minutes.
I'm so excited. I can't believe you actually did the Nakai video.
Oh man.
It's so good. It's really popular. How many views is it up to?
I know. It was such a complete meme. It turned out to be so fun.
I just caught it one day at the end of your video and I was like, this is amazing. It has to go longer.
Alrighty. What we really need to do, I put this in chat earlier, it's the Gore Gabo Vanguard Rush.
That'd be quite good fun. I think in Gore Gabo, even so do you know if effects like carry over quite a lot? So like the War
goes with everybody, it's all teammates. It's kind of insane. Greenskins is probably one of the better 2v2 factions just for the Wa being able to hit all teammates.
Because I wonder if the Horn of the World Hunt also affects everyone.
Yeah. Oh no. If you have like a 3v3 Greenskin Beastmen, what elves? Horn of the Wild Hunt plus Wa.
Well, I'm thinking like, yeah, if you combine both of them together, surely Wild Riders all of a sudden become the best unit in the universe.
Yes. They just take on Demigryph Knights and Chaos Knights with no problem.
just kill everything seconds. Pacta, I don't know where Raptor and Ronin are, unfortunately. They are the Royal Duck Guard. I'm sure they'll be returning soon. The Duck Guard is slowly expanding. Oh, congratulations, by the way, on your 100 subscribers.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm very impressed.
I'm coughing. I do not have coronavirus.
I swear.
I swear, guys, don't shoot me.
Gonna infect me through the Discord.
Sorry, my mom said I can't play with you because you've got coronavirus. But his park map's Italian, right? So I can't play with
so. Faction sorted. Sweet. Cool.
Alright, shall we show?
So let's reveal. Bam.
Ooh. You know what? I think, well, depending on who they pick, what I might do is bring Aranissa so I can net people.
Oh, yeah.
Your, like, whatever, your Carnosaurs, your Lizards can just blast them.
Me bringing a Carnosaur? Never.
Nah, that's
Never.
true. You would bring Salamanders.
Greenskins and Lizards. Oh, Lizard Civil War.
Oh, it's Lizards.
Oh, the question is, how hard do we meme? That's the real question.
Queen Bess is coming in here regardless.
That's true. That's true. I kind of want to use Nakai, but he's very bad.
The perfect vigor will pull us through. You know?
Yeah, true.
Alright, so I'm going to get Aranessa and Queen Bess.
I've just seen TJ, the great plan gets a little confusing at times. What are we going for? MVP combination, according to Aristodemus, is apparently vampire counts and elves. That is, yeah, very good combo.
Oh no, yeah, that would be devastating. All right, so I'll have Queen Bess, and I might go double Terrorgeist.
Okay.
To defend the large, and the problem is actually see Orc Boar Cavalry will probably not an issue most of the time.
Yeah, the lizard men we're gonna have to worry a little bit with their anti-large.
So that's probably why I'm gonna go double Terrorgeist, and that's like all my money gone already.
That's fine. Nothing could go wrong. I might get a man's call someone to help support you in the air.
Cannot forget to bring magic. That would be a sin. Which lore? Vampires is probably correct lore. But why would you bring the correct lore?
That is true. Were you thinking pretty defensive, style-wise?
I mean, we're kind of more... Maybe we... With the exception of Queen Bess, we can be really offensive.
That's true.
As long as like something sneaky doesn't come up behind it, we can counter rush almost. We'll lose to the wall for sure if we go like infantry. Infantry is going to be very tough to win into this fight. That's why Queen Bess is there, I suppose.
Yeah, do that long range damage. I have a very small front line, so.
Alright. What map are we playing? We're playing Altdorf Outskirts. That's what I see, at least. There's been a bug lately, you know? When there's a lot of lobbies, people can't see the map even when it changes like several times.
Oh, yeah, no, all the time. But luckily, I think it still like loads in fine normally, if that does happen.
In terms of magic damage, can I bring Sirens? Nah, they have Brain Buster and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it might be worth it. I feel like I shouldn't be bringing this many hunting packs.
How many hunting packs can you bring?
Oh, I've got 3.
Do you have the armor piercing ones? The Razordons?
Oh, one of them,
just
yeah.
Salamanders. Okay.
Just for like Black Orcs and for the Lizard Men mainly. Then Salamanders, obviously anti-dinosaur, and well, Salamanders are so good in general, in my opinion. They're kind of anti-everything.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get a Chaffee line so I can just hold past once your Saurus are taken down.
Oh, you assume I have Saurus?
I can see your build, you know.
Oh, I did not know that. Nice. Okay,
yeah, you can click over on my name.
I'm loving the build. I'm loving it. It's all in.
Where else can we go?
I mean, I'm ready when you are. I think I'm good. And of course, guys watching, we still have one more game after this. We have Team Baguette, which is Intisty and Pacta. Massive shout out to those guys as well for sticking around for this long through the early technical issues. But it's been all good since then. And some really good games.
I probably should bring a unit depth guard, but...
They're so good against Saurus and so forth.
Yeah. Against both of them, that would be really great. I'll bring just a few fell bats. Actually, now I have so much air. I've already won the air battle probably.
Yeah, I mean we got support as well from salamanders on the ground if we really need it. But I'm gonna try and get in at as much friendly fire as possible.
Oh no! I'm regenerating units. All right, I'm ready.
Cool.
What are they? Black Orc spam can be powerful mixing with lizards.
Lots of big dinos. I don't have. I've got a decent amount of anti-large. Queen Bess as well is actually really good against lizardmen. I know it's normally considered a bit of a meme, but the lizardmen Saurus are so slow.
Yeah, Saurus get destroyed, especially Temple Guard and Black Orcs in this case.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be... Our biggest weakness is probably like a total swarm build with like a million orc boys. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 cav units to protect like the hunting packs and so forth, but if it's complete swarm, we get overrun in the front lines, it might be a struggle.
Like those skinks and zombies will not hold against like a full swarm of just like a stack of Saurus and a stack of like just normal orcs.
Yeah.
And
that's where Kroggar comes in.
Grimgore.
Just wades through them all, being a badass.
Yes.
I actually like Kroggar a lot more than most people do, I think.
I was fighting just the other day. I was doing some like sparring, I guess is the correct word, with Ninja Penguin. I brought Warzag against Kroggar, and Kroggar literally one-shot him with the Hand of the Gods. I just didn't have a lord.
If all the beams connect, it's a real problem.
It's just, my goodness, how much damage does that one thing do? And Warzag was just gone to ash.
I really like Hand of the Gods just because if they've broadcast a lord, you can instantly take it down half health, and even if they haven't, you just ping their wizard, and it normally breaks them, at least for the start of the battle.
Like you hit Marathi with that beam, like, oh god.
I'm actually going to remember this time to take down the shot blocker. So guys, we are here on Altdorf outskirts. We have the Empire cowering behind their fortifications, watching the true heroes of the old world take to action. What's your favourite map, by the way, or your favourite kind of group of maps, multiplayer-wise?
For like competitive? Obviously Troll Country is like it's the staple. But I really like Castle Drakenhof, the River Amexon.
Oh, I love River Amexon.
Yeah, River Amexon is just... There is no river, but it looks great.
I think there's like a dried river, like off-map, from what I've gathered, but...
It really bamboozled me, CA. Glacial Lake is nice, although it does favor like a lot of gun factions on that map.
Oh, I think most of the flat maps do, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Alpine Ridge... Is that the one where there's like this giant hill in the middle? I think it's Alpine Ridge, or is that something else?
Yeah, that map was actually from Rome Total War. It was in the first game.
That old. And then what else is there?
Apparently, Aristodemus' favourite map is Grimmerhagen. Or Grimmenhagen? I feel like it's going to be horrible, but we might play that for the final map, Aristodemus, if you want to see it.
Aristodemus says something. He's been a great coach.
He's a great guy. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright, we've got
look at our glorious...
Let's compare numbers.
Oh,
right,
dear God!
2,000? No. Oh no, there's so many of them.
Oh, this has gone badly.
Alright, Queen Bess, you're going all the way... Oh wait, where's the Vanguard deployment? Can they deploy behind us? Yes, they can.
It's fine. We played defensively with the Cav early on.
Okay, so Queen Bess, you're sitting right here, and you're not leaving. I'm protecting you with my life.
Okay, where's Queen Bess there? Okay.
I'm going to move it a little bit more back, because I need to move it more closer to the middle, but not towards the front because Vanguard can kill them all sides.
Yeah, though I can always redeploy my forces as well. Trying to defend Bess as much as possible. I'm going to use my Death Guard
as like a sweeper unit in the back.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the best ways to use them, I think.
I'll have Aranessa attempting to just net people so the salamanders can just destroy them. She's on foot, so she won't die fast. Unless you like brought Grimgore and Grimgore finds Aranessa, which would be hilarious.
That'd be great. This is so weird. I don't know the last time I actually played 2v2.
I know. 2v2 is not a very common thing I do. I do play. I was invited to play like sub commanders a while back.
Have you found that?
It can be quite fun. I like the idea of it. For sure.
I love how your zombie units are hiding behind my Saurus.
Yes, they're you gotta.
Okay. I feel like we're putting a lot on Queen Bess here. To carry us through, but I believe in the Bessie.
I do too, of course. That's why I brought Queen Bess. Alright, I've got one unit of deck droppers with handguns. They'll shoot everything.
I love it. I love it.
Alright, I'm ready with my positions.
Cool, I think I'm all good as well. We've kind of got quite a nice mixed force. Aristo, I hope you bless us with victory. Give us the will to win. But ready.
Croc Guard plus 2 Terror Guys can kill anything. And I give it bonus versus large if at least Aranessa stands near it.
Oh, that's gonna be nice actually. I'm assuming the bonus versus large doesn't carry over to ranged units.
Nah, it's only bonus versus large melee. I think.
Bonus versus large Queen Bess would be
nice.
nice.
The Braid of Bordelot is only for melee. Aranessa being a pirate gives it to range too.
I could see that working thematically. Aristo, I've just seen your comment. I want to be a sub-commander of the 12 Waystalkers Snipe Squad. Wow. Looks like TJ is ready as well. So are we going to push forward or are we just going to sit back and defend Bess?
We should probably like feel it out to see how they vanguarded or anything. If they vanguard really aggressively, we obviously stay back. If they're a little more like moving infantry line that just moves towards us, we can meet them on the field so that they take much longer to reach Bess.
Yeah, get a little bit of distance. Nope, looks like we're good to go.
Alrighty.
Oh,
so
they
much
are
infantry.
wide as fuck. Savage Orcs, Crimson Killers, Tanosaurus. Oh, they've got Croc Guard.
What did you even fire at? I gotta kill those Crimson Killers.
Can move my forces up a tiny bit, just to get distance.
Do we have anything? There is one unit Vanguard in the back of the Durkin Squidhoppers.
Yeah, where is it? Oh, okay, yeah.
And there's also a Night Goblin Shaman right here. What are you doing? There's just a random Night Goblin Shaman here.
Who's this Lord? Grimgore, love it.
There is a Pohawk cohort coming by.
Yeah, on the left-hand flank. Yeah, so I got Salamanders firing into them. I'm going to counter-charge them with some Chevron up riders as well.
This one zombie mob will also be there to screen. Alright, the Goblin Mage is already...
Oh my god, that friendly fire for my Salamanders. Oh. It's my own troops, but... Ah, now we're getting in there. We're nuking them.
You're not leaving!
Shots in there.
Alright, right flank does also have another contingency.
Yeah, they're trying to come over right flank. Push out.
Here comes the wall!
Oh, Dirk Squidhoppers in the back. Oh god, the Emerald Tide broke.
Trying to pressure Queen Bess, but there's plenty of ways to clean that up. And Terrorgeist is not going in there. I'm almost... Crocker's almost dead.
Yeah, I'm trying to hammer him. Oh, Hand of the Gods
gone.
thing. Oh, I love it.
He's dead!
Okay, they've got, you know, Temple Guard. We need to focus down, if possible, with the Queen Bess.
Oh, I see. Nope, that's a skin cohort. Where is it? Queen Bess, no!
Just get, I think we're gonna ambush him there.
Oh, there's the Temple Guard. God, it was close. Get back on the ice. That's a Legion of Chocolate. No, it's not. Okay. Queen Bess is successfully... Oh, we're having just a tad bit of lag.
Yeah, it should hopefully clean up.
How are you doing? Oh, Aranessa, you're being hunted by Grimgore. No, that's exactly what I don't want. Is that a spell going on? Oh, that's a chain lightning.
I actually get the cold one's just about out there in time, I think.
Come on, Aranessa. Aranessa, don't you dare rat on me. She ratted on me.
Yeah, these Temple Guard are going to be a pain in our back line. Got the Emerald Tide coming back though, might back up. Try and kite them with the maximum barbs. Oh god. Oh, watch out, spiders hopping onto the Queen Bess.
Yep. I got my... What are they called? My halberdy boys.
Love it.
That's the second wall. Oh god.
That's like the one bonus of Grimgore. Try and get a rear charge on these guys.
Show me a beautiful Vanguy's Revenge.
Oh, I love it.
I'm
I love it.
Well, Queen Bess is officially out of ammunition, but you still have...
I mean, she did bits. This is a close game.
Oh, yes! I am back. Or at least Ernest is back.
I managed to break off the Temple Guard on the back line.
Okay.
Crocker, start focusing down some archers.
Getting shot at.
Okay, Mother. Come on, buddy. Master Sculptors.
Ooh, I have one unit zombie that just chased again.
This is close.
Yes, no. Yes, you better hold. I see your Pohawk cohort coming to help her.
Okay, we're starting to break a lot of their units, which is good. Oh, I've just realised you've got a like full health Terrorgeist unit as well. So
yes. I'll start diving those Savage Orcs. breathe attack the rest of these Crimson Killers, which they haven't routed yet. How many models do they have? Jeez, they have 13. Now it's 9. Come on, Aranessa, you beautiful lady.
Oh, I've had some salamanders just hanging out on the edge of the battlefield.
Don't you dare crumble on me.
Go. Okay. Grimgor might actually be a bit of a pain to deal with here.
If he smacks the Terrorgeist two times, he doesn't have Get Snake on at least.
Okay, I'm coming over with Kroggar now. We've cleared up a bit of the range. Kroggar. Ah, nah, you're doing good. You're gonna break him down, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna. He's ready. Yeah.
Nice. I think that's gonna be game. Just pop all of these for good luck. Oh. Oh, he survived just about. Cool, man.
There goes army losses.
Hey!
It worked!
It worked, the dream. Nice. Wait, you were actually winning. Aristodemus, you sound surprised by our glory. And that worked
got a
pretty
lot
well.
less kills than I wanted. Oh, I should have changed targets every shot. Yeah, someone Steam messaged me to do that.
Oh yeah, no, it really helps because otherwise I can get used to kind of the pattern and juke quite easily. That was fun though. It was quite close. I'm just happy I managed to hand of the gods the other Kroggar.
Yeah, that Hand of the Gods. I saw his health just deleted. Next is Pacta and Anticity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Oh, GG to both our players there. We've got one game left, guys. We have Team Baguette coming up in, and going to be getting in our faces, trying to do some serious damage. Oh, looks like Anticity's already joined.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, looks like they're both in, so we just need Darth Pendragon and TJ to drop, then we get those guys in. What map should we end the final one on? I think it was Grim something. Oh, this looks... No! Aristodemus, no! Look at that map!
Oh no.
Nah, we can't... Right, we'll do like a... If you have another...
It's a choke point battle if I've seen it.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch it up. We'll do Alpine Ridge, I think. Aristo, if you have a decent suggestion you want to recommend, though, I'm happy to switch.
It's DBD versus ODM right here.
Ooh, Clan War. For those who don't know, DBD does stand for Death Before Dishonor. It's a clan that was kind of founded off the idea of sportsmanship, and that you'd rather lose than kind of dishonor yourself by cheating or any of that nasty stuff.
Alpine Ridge. The Dark Lord saying that Skilled is good for 2v2s, but I think Alpine Ridge will do just fine.
Okay. I'm gonna take the duck there. The duck's opinion. So it's blind. Just let.
What sneaky strategies can we do?
Okay, let's message in Discord quick. So actually, I'm sure they won't be over here in any way. What are you thinking? What's in your mind?
Trying to combine both of our strengths here. You like wood elves
Mm-hmm.
and lizardmen.
Awesome, they've already got their armies. Cool.
Are they going Bretonia?
No, I think they've just they've already picked. Oh, if they go for a full cav rush, that'd be pretty insane. You can do that Bretonian Empire pretty well. What factions do you like playing? I know you like Vampire Counts quite a lot.
Yeah, Vampire Counts, Chaos, Greenskins. Put in a tiny little bit of... Well, obviously I do like Tomb Kings a lot as well. Oh, just double Tomb Kings. Let's go double Chariot Death Squad. We'll be fine.
I'm terrible with Tomb Kings. I'm so bad. You want to do the double Chariot thing?
If you're not comfortable with it, that's fine, but that would be just so fun.
For those who don't know what the double chariot is, it's this disgusting hero core you can put. We'll do something else. We won't go too harsh. So we've already done Lizardmen. I mean, I kind of want to do it now you've said it.
I can do Tomb King's Chariot build, and then you can do something like a net build with the Wood Elves, and you net them. You get the Prey Anathrema. Nets plus what's it called? Great Bows. Wood Elves, Tomb Kings.
Oh yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that. Cool. Let's pick up the army blocker quick. Oh, I need to change the scoreboard as well. Bonus for spread is on the board. Sith Lord's doing very good though, the 3-game win streak. We do have team.
That was a great play by the Sith Lords, and I love their name, of course.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Showing the dock.
Right. Just make sure I got their name right.
Oh, we've got the High Elves and... I know Anticity likes to play his gun lines a lot.
Oh, he's a very top tier defensive player. He's very good at it. Oh god.
How would the Chariot Goon Squad can be really picked apart by guns? But there's a giant hill in the middle.
Yeah, let me just use that.
So that can be nice.
I feel like a Glady here, though, on an Eagle, which is really good with the nets, could struggle. Just getting shot out of the skies, or even come up against an Air Force.
Ooh. In this matchup, I'm actually really tempted to bring the Casket of Souls.
Oh, yeah.
Against both of these. Like, one really low mobility, the other is just an elf faction, so Casket of Souls definitely going in here.
Oh, I just saw Asher message too late. That'd have been such a good idea. Double Chariot Death Squad with Tomb Kings and Norskins.
Oh, God.
That'd have been so fun.
You just have Wolfric and Cetra riding dirty together. Can't forget my Blessed Blade of Pashra. It's very important.
So do you ever think which can assist in the air fight? Because if they bring dragons and Luther Harkin and stuff, I feel like a Glade Lady is going to be a bit doomed.
We're pretty much going to have to rely on our range tools to take them down.
Yeah.
I can bring Carrion, but Carrion they're just kind of not great.
Yeah, that's true.
You have a Waystalker, a Glade Lord. Alright. So I've got the Goon Squad, I've got a Casket.
I love the Goon Squad.
This hill is actually so advantageous for a Casket, so I'm really
happy. Oh yeah, I just want to shoot shots over.
What else can I... High Elves can deal with... They can bring Dragon Princes, dragons. That can be really problematic. Are you gonna go like the... Yeah, Deepwood Scouts. That has so much DPS. And Dryads too.
I feel like Dryads are pretty good. They can mulch through the Pirates
Both of
infantry
the
really
infantry's
effectively.
very
Magic damage as well. Just in case.
I'm going to bring an archer line to support. We're just going to have so many arrows. My arrows are cheap.
It'll blot out the
They're
sun.
expendable.
What's up, Briggsy? Good to see you in chat, dude. We've made it just in time for the last game of this King of the Hill, but don't worry, the whole thing will be uploaded so you can go back and check it out. There was a bit of a delay between game 1 and 2, but you can just skip over that bit. Unless you want to hear my beautiful voice, just kind of talking about nothingness for a little while. But you are getting to see your favourite Wood Elves in action, which is good to see. And we have Poison Ducky with us as well, who's another YouTuber. You should definitely go check out his stuff. And we're currently teaming up.
I'll bring a few spears to defend my silly backline. I think Tomb Guards with halberds.
Mm-hmm. Could do this. I'm a little worried they're just going to bring a ridiculous amount of cannons and bolt throwers.
Yeah, that can be problematic, but that's why we have the hill.
We're just going to have to hide, basically.
We're going to hide under this hill, and your Glady's going to just fly above and give us vision.
I mean, I've got 2 arrows of Kurnos to start to kind of pick apart cannons and so forth.
Actually, the only archer I'm going to bring is the Blessed Legion, so I can do some armor sundering. And then
Nice.
Tomb Guards with halberds, and...
Oh, Briggsy, you're a key worker. What job do you do, man? I'm the same at the moment. I've still got to go into work as kind of usual.
So I think I'll just bring some cheaper cav. Help screen out.
Yeah, help protect the back line as well, because I've got 4 archers to defend with 2 units of cav, which might be a struggle.
Good thing undead cav do not break. All right.
That's, honestly, them and dire wolves are super useful, just because of that. Like, getting to the back line and just shutting down troops to the death is so good.
With this chariot goon squad, Luther Harkin cannot land. Neither can a Star Dragon.
I mean,
nothing can land.
I wish there was a button to land your lord, so like if the Glade Lady was like struggling up top, I could just dip her down into the chariot goon squad.
I hope they really, they add that in Warhammer 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just to land your lords, because like getting chased, especially when I play Greenskins, I get like Azag or something, and he's the only Arab Greenskins can ever bring, and then they'll just like a little, just a very small air force can chase them around the entire battlefield.
Oh yeah, it's a pain.
All right, I think I'm ready with my build.
Sweet. Let's say we're ready. Oh, because I've played Intensity 4 times now, I think, in like tournaments.
Yeah, I've played him. I think I've played him only 2, maybe 3 times. It was a best of 5, so 3 times in the Fresh Recruit tournament, and it was rough.
Well, the first time I played him, he went super defensive, and we met in the like very next tournament. So those kind of mind games came in, and he actually went like really aggressive. So maybe we're overcomplicating it, thinking they're going to go defensive. I think Pacta can play pretty much anyway.
Yeah, Pacta's, as long as it's High Elves, I think he plays anything.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see this. Warning, a large number of units are present in this battle. No kidding.
Apparently, if Poison Ducky does not have at least 14 unbreakable silver-shielded infantry units, your armies are bad. Hey, it's fine. We're going to be able to protect the Swift Shiver Shards. Easy. Easy. I'm not even worried. Nice, looks like Intensity already.
adjusted my build to agree with the Ristamos' build statement.
Oh, did you actually just do that? Nice. Well, if we lose now, we know who we can blame.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The Wood Elf player, of course.
Oh yeah, always the Wood Elf player. Those filthy elves.
See, the undead job is just to stand there and like
soak.
Hold.
Yeah. Okay, let's take away the screen blocker while I think about it. Do you have an idea when the Turin's 2v2 tournament is kicking off?
You know, he keeps on pushing it back.
Oh, okay.
That was a little. It was going to be like last week.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, "Nah, I'm going to do it later." And then as of right now, I don't think we have a time. Hopefully, he does it during the weekdays because I know you work on the weekends.
Yeah, like Sundays, there's a chance I can do it if it's late enough, but I'll probably be knackered. But Saturdays, there's just no hope.
Yeah, like if it's on a weekend, it would be a shame, a real shame. But looking the team names like Holy Guacamole and all that stuff. It's so funny.
Aristo, you not a big fan of Swift Shiver Shafts? I love them. They're so good. They got a crazy fire rate because I think they fired 2 arrows in one go. Do decent, consistent damage. I think they're a little bit underrated.
Swift Shiver is like the magical one, magical ammunition, right? Yeah, that can hurt a lot. But is it also armor piercing? I'm not sure. Is it both magical and armor piercing, or is it just magical?
Let's hop in and find out.
Ready for orders.
It's just magical.
Just magical attacks.
All right. But it's the volume of fire that counts.
That's true. Yeah, they fire 2 arrows at a time, but they have shorter range. But
they still outnumber us? How dare they?
Oof. We like being outnumbered, though. So...
Cetra's imperishable. It's fine. All right. We spawned so close to the hill, too. You can't shoot your cannon shots with me.
Okay. Do you want to, like, literally hold the middle ground of the hill, or do you want to go on one of the flanks? Because we have the nice tree line on the right, if they do go...
nice tree line back here in the right.
But the problem is, with that, they're probably going to expect it. So if they've gone gun line, they're probably going to go very centre at the back, like over here-ish. So it might be actually better going through the trees on the left and coming that way.
Trees on the left. Yeah, I think that's a good plan, actually.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'll move my forces over here. Let me move just... I'll deploy in the back. Yes, Aristo, I brought a lot of unbreakable silver shielded skeletons, don't worry.
Warriors of Ariel!
Oh.
A little bit of a lag spike? No, we're fine.
Nice, because I accidentally closed the game. I'm back.
Eager and ready!
I'm pretty much going to be using my spears to be like a dedicated defend your archers units. So wherever you deploy them, I'll keep it near them.
Okay, I'm going to deploy a little bit further back then. I mean, we don't need... I always have... There's that kind of trap I think a lot of people fall into. When your units can vanguard, they always vanguard them, even if it's not really a necessity.
Oh, yes.
Defenders of
I have fallen employed to that before.
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Defenders
My
of
poor aspiring champions. What?
Our bows are yours! Protectors of the forest! Archers ready! Waystalker!
Lady of Athel Lauren. Protector of the forest. Battle ready.
You were supposed to say Weight Watchers who did... No, I'm not... Like, for money, Weight Watchers can work really well, but I think they're quite expected. But I think Swift Shiver Shafts are kind of a nice medium ground, like Deepwood Scouts in general. Let's see. Let's see.
Wild riders!
I feel like instead of the Way Watchers, we have the ultimate hammer here instead in the 3 chariots.
I forgot. Can chariots hide in woods? No, they can't. I'll have one horseman up on the hill so they can just get a vision.
Let's shout.
Lady of the Glade.
All right.
Cool. Looks like Anticity is ready. Actually, that might be from previously. But I don't know, it's all good to go.
All right. Now we're just waiting for Pacta, I believe.
Aristo, not a fan of the Swift Shiver shards. You upset these guys deeply.
You know, at least be happy Pacta made it to this King of the Hill.
He always misses them, like just.
Just barely the last spot he made it.
I want this Casket of Souls to carry us in this game.
Absolutely. This is Queen Bess 2.0.
Oh yeah. If it's not broke, no need to fix it.
Undead Queen Bess. Actually, I guess Queen Bess is already undead.
Yeah,
Desert
but
Queen.
Deepwood Scouts work same as the Salamanders, Ample Tide. Got the cold ones in form of Wild Riders. I don't think the Glade Lady really counts as Crockgar, but she can try.
And then Cetra is a Krokkar.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's the Crockgar.
And your lady is Aranessa.
It works.
We have such a similar build.
Okay guys, this is the final game of the stream as well, so if you are liking what you see, do consider giving a big old thumbs up and subscribe and all that good standard YouTube stuff I have to say every now and again, just to you know, it lifts my soul every time I get a little thumbs up, which is nice. And a puppy is born into the world, which is a beautiful thing in general. And yeah, certainly after you see this as well, do hop over to the mighty Poison Duckies channel, who is my teammate here, and give a big old thumbs up and chill out as Nakai the Wanderer wandering rounds, listening to some lo-fi music. Kind of worried now that they have some kind of ridiculously intricate plan.
The longer they take to deploy, it's just like, how far can the zombies? I swear, if my horses are like legit on top of Morngul's right now.
Oh, that could be it. Sorry for the
Morngul's-
delay, no worries. Looks like they're ready. We don't have mics, no worries.
Ah, okay.
Oh, so that's going to be
have
our
an advantage.
advantage. You can scream at me when I make a mistake. That's going to drag us forward.
Okay, now I see someone As You Wish is now playing Total War. I swear, every day another Star Wars reference or something just comes up as a friends list. Okay, over the hills we go. We see him.
Oh, okay, they've got for a bit of a mixed build.
They have some deck gunners, zombie pirate gunny mobs. They've got some. Ooh, that's a lot of deck gunners. That's 4.
At once.
Okay, so do you want to push up the hill or let them have the hill and just fall back a bit? Drag them into the corner.
Just keep my vision.
Okay, I'm going to start pushing up a little bit. I'm going to start moving up towards the hill so we can get to it before they can.
Eye away.
Because Lothran and Seaguard are going to be a pain.
Moving.
Big high elf cav coming around our right flank.
Yep.
With haste.
Who's that? Perfect.
I will comply.
Those deck gunners make it.
Oh, second arrow Colonel's missed.
Ready
But
to
I think we
hunt.
can shoot them down the second they go over. See that hill? It's a lifesaver. Those deck gunners would have destroyed me.
It's all part of the plan.
We stand ready.
Yeah, move my forces up a little bit.
Azray warrior.
Okay, it's Silver Helms and Dragon Princess kind of around the back.
Those Sisters of Avalorn, yeah, I'm gonna definitely target that.
Foes of Athel-Loren.
See if we can get a bit of shit
Release!
and poke.
At speed.
Yes. Steady. Fire.
Okay, I'm gonna net the Sisters of Avalon.
Acknowledged.
Release.
So I think.
Aim. Release.
My castle's taking its sweet time.
Oh shit! No, for some reason I thought your casket had like ridiculous range. Oh, that's all good.
Athel-Loren.
Yeah, it's in range.
Death to them.
At pace.
Oh,
Bowman ready. Yes.
Daughter of
Just trying to thread the
Athel-Loren.
needle.
Quickly.
Quickly.
Ride. Forever.
I see
loyal.
those silver helms and dragon princes.
Glory to the eternal realms.
okay, yeah, go for them with the chariots. Yeah.
Battle ready.
Yes.
Fear the deep.
Yeah, I've got the Wild Hunters as well coming over to help.
Advance.
Aye. Swift
They're
of
running
foot.
away. I don't blame them. That's Teclis on the
Aim.
field.
It is. I've damaged them already a little bit. Let's try and rotate this round.
The forest speaks. Ready and eager. At once. Speed, Athel-Loren.
Bows
I
of
breached the Sisters of
Athel-Loren.
Avalorn.
Aim. Fire. Armed and ready. Quickly.
You are being chased by dragon princes behind you.
Vykanos.
Oh.
Wild Riders.
I away. As you say.
Swift.
Saint Louis. With haste.
Those
Withdraw.
guys out.
As you say.
So I'm gonna net Teclis for you if you can get with the Goon
Understood.
Squad.
Alright, gotcha. He does have some
Orders.
silver helms on the way. Don't do it quite yet.
At once.
Oh shit! I've already popped it. Sorry.
Steady. Fire. Moving fast.
Get him! I believe in you.
Child of Kernos. To the
Get
fray.
Weapons loose.
I saw some spell, really big spell
Orders.
go off. Where was it?
Moving fast.
Withdraw.
Kill up your
The
guys.
forest calls.
Cetra just casually killing a rotting Promethean. Don't mind him.
Ever ready.
I will. For Drakira.
At pace.
Dragon Princess roaming the back lines. They're coming after your archers, I think.
Deepwood Mage.
Dragon Princess, no.
I will.
Isha. Armed and ready. Death to all.
Understood. Quickly.
God, my micro's been pretty bad. So you got a couple of units still in the back lines, a couple of spearmen.
At once.
Yeah.
Advance.
Wind
Wind Weaver. Orders understood.
Oh, he's doing an overcast net, I think. Nope. Is he not? Oh, Earthblend.
Deepwood
Oh, I'm trying to heal you up.
Archers. Vykanos. Your orders. As you say.
Where did Teclis go in the end? Did you manage to get him?
think he's ran off into the woods somewhere. Oh, yeah, there. He just came back up. Low, but I couldn't catch him.
Slay them! Swiftly! Moving!
We
Oh,
understand.
it's just Cetra left.
Kanos, guide us! With haste!
Man, they've dealt so much damage.
Highborn! At speed! With haste!
At once. As you say. By Ethua.
Death to them!
Moving fast! Swiftly!
Yes? Orders! Withdraw!
Advance!
Cetra is completely pinned right now.
Spellsinger.
I stand ready. As you say. Heed Athel Lauren.
Oh, did he net me back? Damn it.
The forest calls.
Ooh, Count Noctis. Let's leave.
Ready!
My lord might get caught
At
here.
once! At speed! And pace! Moving!
Teclis is so weak.
To
I can't get the
battle!
snipe on him.
Cetra, no! Cetra just got completely stuck in the
Yeah,
mass.
they've still got so many guns left as well. Managed to break Teclis though.
Lady of Athel Lauren. Quickly!
Hunter! End them!
And my poor casket's out of ammunition. I was killing sisters the entire time. That's fine.
Lady of the Deepwood!
Onward.
Man,
Withdraw!
that was
For Hecate.
quite a destructive build.
That was good.
And if it wasn't flat, those deck gunners would have been fired the entire time.
Oh yeah, the map I think helped us,
pace.
even though
Speed of Azrael.
victory is going to elude us.
Of course. With haste.
Withdraw! Bowman, ready! Weapons! Loose!
Fight to the last skeleton.
Fight to the last skeleton.
Yours
There's even
to
deck
command.
and mob with hand cannons. I never see this unit. Oh, there goes armor losses.
Yeah, GG man.
GG.
GG's. That's quite a cool fun build though by them as well. It's a nice like mix to build. Had a lot of range. Oh, well, actually, yeah, Pact had so much range. But it was a nice mix.
It was only Leathern Seaguard and Dragon Princes and one Phoenix.
And a couple of sisters as well. I managed to shut them down.
So it was like
relatively
everything was
effectively.
ranged on the ground except for Cav.
At the end of the day, though, we managed to wipe the world of Teclis, which I feel was always a victory.
Cetra got 163 kills. My goon squad got so many kills. Hector, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy he got a game, and he's going to be crowned king. It's like watching your little boy grow up. Pact as our little baby. He's grown up to be a brave man.
He will be back. An ominous statement.
Let's
Keep his crown.
update the scoreboard. So Team Baguette does go through as kings there, still in it at the very death. I believe the Sith Lords had the biggest win streak of 3 though, which is pretty impressive. There was definitely some good fun overall. So if there's any questions left, guys, feel free to ask them now. If not, we're going to start to wrap up the stream. I'll try and
Alright,
invite
it was good playing
Intercity to the Discord as well.
Yeah, I'll head on. I'll leave this channel now. It was nice
Alright,
playing
well,
with you.
peace out, man. Thanks for coming in and supporting me and helping me out. And we're definitely getting some, like, kind of... I don't know how we're going to be able to work here, but we need to be able to find how to stream together at the same time. It'd be quite cool.
I wonder that too, but oh yeah. Catch you later, man.
Alright, peace out, bro. Alright guys, well thank you for tuning in. Massive shout out as well for those who stick through all our technical issues early on. But we got there in the end and had some really good fun games. So thank you all for tuning in. Don't worry, the whole video will be uploaded. I'll try and do some timestamps as well, probably tomorrow morning when I get round to it. To try and actually sort it out so you can just hop to the games. But very well played to the Sith Lords, getting that 3-game win streak and coming through there to claim that crown. And Team Baguette popping in late game there to steal the crown off the top of our little ducky heads. Until next time, guys, peace, and stay awesome. Oh, just as I quit, I saw a question from Outer Demos. Yes. Let's see what he has to say, and then we'll close up the stream. Why do you take Swift Shiver Shafts? Because... Oh, I can answer this, we should have to type in. Because Swift Shiver Shafts are actually very good up against Vampire Coast. Not very good up against the High Elves, but I was hoping to target down Gunners and so forth. They fire 2 arrows in one go. Also do magic damage as well, in case you've got to face off against Syrenes and so forth and all those nasty sticky units. But Swift Shiver Shafts are amazing at clearing out chaff really quickly. They break the leadership of kind of zombie units and so forth by just doing a big burst of damage, and then they just crumble to death. So one thing Wood Elves tend to struggle with is dealing with just mass hordes of foes, when Swift Shiver Shafts, they answer that problem basically, and they're cheap and cheerful version of Way Watchers as well, which is always good to see. But hopefully that answers your questions. Until next time, guys, peace, and stay awesome.